missing light and heavy smoke. Have you fixed that treasured heart that's all broke? Here is it safe, follow me, give this a meaning. Do you wanna feel the rush when somebody is listening? Heaven is getting closer to the earth, and someday I'll set you free, I promise. There's no time to lose, the world is closing in, and we're still here. Do you wanna feel alive? We are so what's the rush? Feeling like a dream. Could we be crying for tonight? We lost but never found. Fear is not around. We can't turn this world around. This will be the end of treason as we know it. This will be the death of anger, 'cause we won't show it. Here isn't safe, follow me, give this a meaning. Do you wanna feel the rush when somebody's listening? Heaven is getting closer to the earth, and someday I'll set you free, I promise. There's no time to lose, the world is closing in, and we're still here. Do you wanna feel alive? We are so what's the rush? Feeling like a dream. Could we be crying for tonight? We lost but never found. Fear is not around. We can't turn it.
Good evening, good morning. Big up everyone in the chat. Hope you're all doing good. Big up Rod's in the chat as well. Big up everyone. How are we all doing on this very late night? I ain't gonna lie, it's late. The reasons I am late is because obviously the wife has gone away for a few days, and I am at home with the kids. So obviously it's very hard to do a show. So late night shows are what you might be getting from me for the next couple of days, unless there's breaking news and I just give the kids a chocolate bar and tell them to be quiet for an hour. Do you know what I mean? That's gotta be the only way. That's gotta be the only way, man. But big up you guys here. Thank you very much for joining me. I know it's late. I appreciate your weird guys. There's 130 people in the chat at 1 a.m. Do you know how mad that is? What a great community I've got. You guys are beautiful. So, guys, don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that share. And remember, likes are what pay the bills around here on YouTube. So make sure you're hitting them likes as quickly as we can get. We've got 140 odd people in the house. Let's get 100 likes straight away, man. Let's get 100 likes straight away. It pays the bills, but guys, it pays the bills. Big up Ozzy in the chat as well. Just see him there. Big up. I was just watching Ozzy's show actually. Big up Ozzy, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? Good. Yeah, Sean. At least you don't give them FIFA 19. Big up, man. Parenting solo, Jamie. I'll get it, mate. Yeah, man. My wife's got work, man. She's so my wife is actually in Blackpool at the moment. Doing a Star Trek convention. She's selling all memorabilia. She's got her own stall, and she's selling like Star Trek memorabilia and stuff like that. They got like a sci-fi convention there for a few days. So she's doing that. She's actually working. So pick up the wife. Yeah, so I've got the kiddies. But this is why we're here. Big up Godstep. It says 8 p.m. in Toronto. Perfect time for Godstep, man. Big up my Canadians in the chat as well. Every single time as well. Big up all my Canadians in the house. Yeah, apparently they're obsessed by it, ain't they, Danny? They're obsessed by that number, you know. They're obsessed by that number. I love these late night streams. I do like late night streams as well. I've got, you know what? When I do a night stream, I've obviously got to talk a little bit more monotone, a little bit more quiet because of the kids being asleep and stuff. But hey, let's do this thing. Let's do this. But yeah, the news today. So obviously, me and we did a show yesterday. Me and James, big up Mr. Redmond as always. Me and James Redmond were doing a show yesterday. But a big up to Sam as well. I was just watching the Sam show as well, and this evening, him and James Redmond with Mr. Dan Potts, legend, and Troops, a legend as well. Going at it, Liverpool versus Arsenal. Great show. If you've not watched that already, make sure you go and watch that later on tonight or tomorrow, guys. Great show, man. Be up Mark in chat. Be up everyone here, man. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, Slots Pressers in the morning. Be interesting to see what he has to say. Let's face it, he's not going to mention anything about the transfers, is he? Because you know, Slot always says it. He's not our player yet, so I can't talk about him. So there's probably no point asking him. But yeah, it's going to be interesting anyway. I want to know what the players' fitnesses are like before the Arsenal game as well. So it'd be good looking this and out for that. Obviously, we had the Champions League draw today. The Champions League draw. Liverpool got a pretty hard draw if you compare it to all the rest of the English teams, especially Arsenal and Tottenham's draw. How did Tottenham get an easy draw? Can someone explain the Champions League draw to me? I don't get it. So Liverpool constantly in the Champions League. Last won it in 2019. In 2018-2019 season. 6-time champions of Europe. But somehow we get the hardest draw possible. And Tottenham, who's barely in the Champions League, gets a simple draw. Can someone explain how the draw works? But our first game, by the look of it, in the Champions League is going to be Real Madrid at home. Big up, Jay in the chat. Morning to you, man. It's going to be Real Madrid at home, yeah? The return of the rat. Yeah? Return of the rat. That's what it should be called. That's what the... guys, I'm telling you right now, Trent is not playing in that game. He will not be fit. You know what I mean? I bet Trent's not fit, man. I bet Trent's not fit. He's nowhere playing. Return of the rat. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening. Yeah, Trent. Ekatike will smash him up. Don't worry about that because Ekatike is going to be playing off the left-hand side because big up Total War Clips. Big up Cringe in the chat as well. Yeah, Ekatike will be playing off the left-hand side. You know why Ekatike will be playing off the left-hand side, guys? Because Alexander Isak will be playing through the middle. That is why. So obviously the Champions League draw was to see earlier on this afternoon/evening. Draw is a good, we've got some 3 difficult teams in there. I think it's Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, and Real Madrid. But then we've got teams like, is it Galatasaray, PSV, Karabag, or whatever it's called. Yeah, we've got some. I expect us to be fine. I think we win 4 of the 6 games in there. If we win 4 of our 6 games, we probably qualify for the next stage in the league stage. So I think it's fine. Not really worried about it. It just winds me up that a team like Tottenham has not got any Champions League protocol, gets the easiest group in the world, and then a team like Liverpool's European royalty gets a much harder run. It just makes no sense to me. But it is what it is, man. I actually don't mind it. You know, I don't think Inter Milan's the hardest of games, to be totally honest with you. And I think our 3 hardest games are all at home, aren't they? So we've got home advantage as well. But the other teams that we got in there, we should be beating anyway. So I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it. But it got a bit overshadowed, didn't it, man? Is it 8 games? It's 8 games, ain't it? Yeah, I'm thinking of the old group stage, ain't I? I'm thinking the old group stage, ain't I, guys? Bigger. It is 1 a.m. You got to give me a bit of leeway here, guys. Let me just get the teams up because it has been totally, obviously, That's passed everyone by a little bit because the news of what a Mayday going to Newcastle, and now it looks like Isak coming to Liverpool. So Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Eintracht Frankfurt, PSV, Marseille, Karabag, and Galatasaray. So if Galatasaray is away from home, that will be a difficult game. But I tell you what, Frankfurt, PSV, Marseille, Karabag, and Galatasaray. Liverpool should win all in 4 games, which would give us 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 points, and that'd be fine. That'd be fine, man. That'd be absolutely fine. Right, big up, man. Big up, and appreciate it, man. So Sasha Travoli, is it the journalist? Apparently has said Liverpool are expected to submit 30 million. No way, man. Liverpool expected to submit a £130 million bid for Newcastle in the coming hours. Newcastle, with Eddie Howe's approval, have informed both Isak's camp and Liverpool's board that a deal could be now reached now their replacement has been secured. Interesting, man. Very, very interesting. Oof. Gotta talk about it, man. It did sound like I said carrier bag. It did. Well, it's almost how you say their name there. Galatasaray will be difficult, especially if it's away from home. I ain't got no doubt about that. But I think we win enough games not to worry too much about that situation against them, to be, if I'm being honest, right now. Guys, we've got like 100 people watching on Twitter at 1 a.m. We've got 247 people actually watching on YouTube at 1 a.m. right now. You guys are fantastic. Actually, 256 people watching on YouTube right now at 1 a.m. Do you know how mad that is? You guys are elite. You know, absolutely elite. WC, you guys in the chat. If you can help me out by hitting that like button, as I said, likes pay the bills, and I'd appreciate that. But you guys being here, that many people here at 1 a.m. Beautiful people, man. Great community I've got, man. Great community. Do we have confirmation it's 120? No, I'm going with my gut, Lauren, to be fair. I'm going with my gut that it'll be 120. We're going to basically bid what we bid before, man. Yeah, big up to the North American crew in the house as well. I know Lauren's here as well. Another Canadian. Got a few Canadians in the chat tonight, to be fair. Big up all my Canadian brothers and sisters. Much love to you being here. Everyone from North America. Obviously, it's prime time for you guys over there, depending where you are. If you're on the east side, in some parts in Canada, it's like 8 o'clock at night for you guys. So, yeah, appreciate it. Love, guys. Appreciate you all being here, man. Yeah, my guess is 120 million. 2 a.m. in South Africa. Big up, my man. Yeah, England and South Africa's time difference is pretty much the same, ain't it? I think, a bit clickbaity, Lauren. Yeah, it could be a bit clickbaity, but it's my guess. It's my feel of it, you know. You know what it is? I've never thought Liverpool would pay £150 million for Alexander Isak. I don't think anyone will pay. That is QNCR. That is a mad comment, man. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here, man? That is a mad comment, man. They can't be saying that, man. Can't be saying that. Yeah, I just don't think we ever will go pay 150 million for him, man. I just think it's a number that Newcastle might have thrown out there to their journalists to try and wade Liverpool off or any other potential. It's all right, QNCR. It's all right. You got excited. I hear you, man. I hear you. I think it's just they try to throw any potential suitor off for obviously Alexander Isak. So I think they pretty much told their journalists, if anyone asks about Alexander Isak, it's 150. It's 150 million, knowing that they would probably accept a deal that's a little bit less than that, but 150 million just puts people off. I think that was mostly what it is. And obviously, we know there's one Newcastle journalist on social media that has been obsessed with this 115 number, and that is it Luke Edwards, who again tonight said that he still thinks it'll be 150 million or they don't sell. What are they chatting about? Firstly, do people really think Newcastle will be spending this much money if they didn't know they were about to get Alexander Isak money? I think I'm telling. Let me know, you guys. You tell me if this is bullshit or not. I think Newcastle and Liverpool have already done a deal a couple of days ago. I reckon a couple of days ago, Liverpool and Newcastle already did a deal, and that is why Newcastle are out here spending a lot of money. Newcastle will not go by Walter Monday for almost 75 million quid without knowing that Alexander Isak is definitely leaving. Do you know what I mean? Newcastle will not go spend that kind of money on him, right? When they know Isak's leaving. They know the deal's probably done. Do you know 85 million quid or 80 million quid for a player? Do you know what I'm saying? It's very. They don't do that without knowing that Isak's definitely leaving. That he's definitely going. So they've had a conversation. Liverpool and Newcastle have had a conversation behind the scenes. After Monday's meeting, this is what I reckon. It's no conspiracy theory. I'm just going on what might have happened behind the scenes. We never go and know because it's private. But this is how I can interpret it, how I think it might be going. Big up the chat as well. You're all elite. Is that the Saudi group obviously flew into England, that we know, flew into Newcastle and went and had a meeting with Alexander Isak at his own house, at his own property. They turned up, man. Big up, Colin. Can you imagine Alexander Isak sitting in his kitchen, yeah, having a cup of coffee in the morning, yeah, and his Ring doorbell goes, and he's like, "Who's that? Who's that at the doorbell?" And he's looking at his phone because it comes up on his phone, and he's just got the Newcastle owners and everyone there, and the whole Saudi group at his front doorstep. It's like, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to part with this now. I suppose I'll let him in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it must have been a weird thing. And they've come into his house, obviously. They've had a meeting. And that what they've apparently happened, this is what I think has actually happened, yeah? They've turned up to Alexander Isak's house because they brought all the big guns. All the big guns turned up. This weren't the softy approach. They brought the big guns, right? And then they came in and they basically went to Alexander Isak, look, we need to sort this out now one way or the other because the transfer deadline is approaching. Things need to move. We need to know what you're going to do, and so we can get on with our lives. And we as a football club can't stand still. We've got a few days left of this window. We need to move. We need to know what's going on. What is going on with you? Are you able to come back to us, back to training, and play for us again? And he went, no. It's as simple as that. Alexander Isak, what I'm going by reports of Craig Hope and Lee Ryder. Big up them two, by the way. Craig Hope and Lee Ryder, fantastic journalists in this whole saga this summer. And they basically reported that, and Keith Downey, by the way, for Sky Sports News. Big up Keith Downey as well. Them three guys basically reported that the conversations at the home never went well. The conversations didn't go well at all. And from then, they probably called Liverpool up. As soon as that meeting was done, I guarantee you, they got in contact with Liverpool Football Club and said, look, we need to sell him. He's definitely not going to happen. We need to move on as a football club. We're looking at transfer targets and we're going to try and get them targets over the line. If we can get them targets over the line, you can come in and bid. But the bid has got to be the right bid for us, because Liverpool, look, guys, there's 4 days of this window. Liverpool can't just go in with a bid that Newcastle go reject. There's no time. No, Liverpool have to go in with the right transfer bid, and the bid just gets accepted and we move. We haven't got time to go in with a bid that's going to get rejected, and then we come back the day after with a bid that might get accepted. Liverpool just got to sort this bid out. The first bid is going to be accepted now. So I think they've had a conversation with Liverpool. Liverpool have told them, yeah, we still want Alexander. We're just waiting on you guys. We understand your situation. You need to get players in. We get it. That's why we've left you alone. You know, our first bidding went in July. It's now almost September. We've left you guys alone to get on with it. We took a step back. We've been polite. We've kept our word on that. But now if you're telling us the doors are officially open, which is a phrase I never want to hear again in my life, the doors are now officially open. Woo! Right, the doors are open there, guys. If you're telling me the doors are open, what's the price? Let's talk transfer. Let's talk figures here. And then they probably said, you know what? If we can get close to 130 million quid, the deal's done. The deal's done. And Liverpool probably looked at that and went, all right, okay, no worries. Liverpool went back to their jobs. Newcastle went back to their jobs. And then what? Thursday afternoon, Newcastle out of nowhere, guys. By the way, out of nowhere, went and bought Watermende. Where was anyone talking about this transfer? And this is what I'm saying. So much is done behind closed doors that people don't realise. Where the fuck did anyone say Watermende to Newcastle was a thing in the last week? Like, literally. Everyone's, even me on my channel, we've been talking about all these players they've been rumoured with. Larson from Wolves, Wissa, trying to get maybe Nicholas Jackson. Looking at all these players, looking at Sesko. When the fuck was Watermende ever linked to Newcastle United? Apart from today. So again, that tells you so much shit is done behind closed doors that no one knows about and no one gets told about. Hey, do you want a conspiracy theory of mine? Here's a conspiracy theory of mine. I'm going to give you a bit of conspiracy theory. I reckon Liverpool told Newcastle to bid for Watermende. That's what I reckon. I reckon when they had the conversation on the phone, they're looking for a striker. I reckon Liverpool gave them all the data on Watermende and went, he'd be perfect for you. Because where's this come from? Like, literally, where's it come from? You know, Craig Hope and Keith Downing, when they've been talking about this all the time on TalkSport and Sky Sports News every day for the last fucking 6 weeks, yeah? Big up Imran. When they've been talking about this for the last 6 weeks, when the hell did they ever mention Watermende as a possible striker to sign for Newcastle Football Club? None. It wouldn't surprise me on Monday after the conversation. I'm telling you, if people don't think Newcastle had a conversation with Liverpool after they had that chat with Alexander Isak, I'm telling you, mental. Of course there was a conversation done. They got in touch with Liverpool as soon as they heard to make sure the transfer can still go ahead so they can go out and buy a top drawer striker for that much money. So they know he's an Isak replacement. So it would shock me if Liverpool put some players their way. So, because it might be just a conspiracy theory, and conspiracy theories in football are good to talk about and fun to talk about. And even when I've done Newcastle streams, I've been on Newcastle streams as a guest, yeah. No one's ever brought Watermende up as a target, ever. No one's ever mentioned the guy. Everyone just assumed he was going to Bayern Munich. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, something happened on Monday when, as soon as that meeting got finished, things happened and things started moving. And this is why I say it. they wouldn't be spending this much money now on Watermende, almost 80 million quid, if they didn't believe Alexander Isak was leaving. And that's why I believe there's a deal already done in the behind the scenes. Nothing's public at the moment. They've just got in touch with Liverpool. Liverpool got in touch with them. We're going to buy this player. Are you definitely going to make an offer? Because people might go, oh, if Isak don't go, it'll be Isak and Watermende together. No, it won't. Isak don't want to play there no more. He's told the higher-ups in the Saudis that own the football club, he has told them to their face, I do not want to play for you no more. It's been mad. Cynical Jim, let me know what you're talking about, man. Well, this guy's something else to do with this feck. Have you been sniffing glue? Not lately, mate, but let me know what I'm deluded about, my friend. Because if you're telling me that you knew, and again, I did say conspiracy theory. I didn't say it was true. So I'm just saying, I've not heard much on Watermende. That's all I'm saying to you. I mean, Song 40k is saying that he'd been linked. I've not seen them links at all. I'm just saying conspiracy theory. Again, when I say conspiracy theory, it means conspiracy theory. It doesn't mean that it's true. Do you know what I mean, my friend? Also, after the meeting on Monday, because Cynical Jim must be a Liverpool fan, must be a Newcastle fan, sorry. After the meeting on Monday, do you not believe that Newcastle would have probably got in touch with Liverpool to make sure they can still do the deal? So they can go and get their number one guy. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, you can't insult me and call me deluded and say I'm sniffing glue and shit like that without coming back and answering some of my questions, because all you're just doing out there at 1:30 in the morning is throwing out a weird statement that makes zero sense, my friend. Unless you're talking about someone in the chat that I don't know about, that's fine. But, you know, you two are someone arguing in chat with you, but I don't like, do you know what I mean? I'm just asking. I'm asking you guys out there, yeah, my opinions on things. Like, I don't understand some people. Like, if you want Watermende and like, I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Yeah, big up Erling. Yeah, man, don't get it. Just come back, Cynical Jim. See, I don't like banning people. Look, Cynical Jim's got a right to say, well, I don't mind free speech, but I'm waiting for the reply, Jim. What your thing is, I'm waiting for the reply, man, so we can move on. Big up the chat, by the way, man. Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's a conspiracy theory, Jim. I didn't say it for truth. I said that's why it's a conspiracy theory. Also, do you not think that sporting directors talk to each other about players? I'm just saying, do you not think they talk to each other about players? Do you not think agents? So, do you not believe the stories when they make Sky Sports News and stuff like that? When apparently Juventus were offering Newcastle Vilovic or whatever his name is, Dustin Vilovic, or I can't pronounce his name. From like, so they're talking to each other, yeah. So they're talking to each other. That's what I'm putting out there. Again, conspiracy talk. I don't know for fact or fiction. All I know is that Watermende came out from nowhere, absolutely nowhere, in the last week or so. Remember, in the last 2 weeks, last 2 or 3 weeks, Newcastle tried a bid for Sesko, looked at Nicholas Jackson, put in bids for Wissa, and put in 2 bids for Larson. So this came out of sort of nowhere. They had the meeting on Monday. I don't know. Jamie, why would you use this title? Alexander Isak is happening, £120 million deal. Why wouldn't I? Honestly, what is going on tonight? Is this when all the people come out, all the crazies come out? Why wouldn't I? It's my channel. I believe it's happening. Am I not allowed to believe that it's happening? Have I got to put something else? I'm confused by everyone. Maybe I'm confused now. Maybe I had a bang on the head. I don't know. I'm very confused tonight. I don't know what's going on. In my opinion, should I put my opinion in it? I don't know. In my opinion, on my channel, I'm putting that I believe Isak is happening, and I believe it'll be around 120 million. Because the reason I say it's 120 million, because Paul Joyce today put out on Twitter this evening that he believes Liverpool will bid around the 120 million mark. So, just, oh, dearie me. Ah, good God. But hey, it is what it is, guys. Let's move on. Big up the chat, though. You're all elite. I ain't going to lie. 374 people in the house, and it's like 1 a.m. So you guys are all elite. Even the people having a go at me, you're still elite. I love you all. So it's all good. We've got a super in the house as well. Big up my man says, I agree. I think Edwards may have gave them a tip, and that's why they got the deal done so far. So I won't be surprised if the deal gets done for about 125 mil. Big up my man. W's in the chat for him. My man right here is Twilight Zone, man. Twilight Zone. Walter Mendes or Hallmark said was no one knew about and was done quick time, completely opposite to had Newcastle been on the market. This is what I'm trying to say. Newcastle have fumbled this transfer market like you wouldn't believe all summer. They can't get Wissa through the door. Wissa. Do you know how easy it is to get Wissa through the door? If you're a top club like Newcastle or a player plays for Brentford, you just go there and go, what's the asking price? We want about 45 million for him. Okay, we'll start negotiations around 30, 40. Let's see how we go. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Mr. Redmond. There we go. I've seen Mr. Redmond's up. If Mr. Redmond's up, we're getting him in the show. Do you know what I mean? Here we go. Here we go. My WhatsApp works today, Mr. Redmond, so you're good. All right, the father and son team. Let's do the father and son team, man. Let's do the father and son thing. There you go. Link has been sent to Mr. Redmond. There we go. Mr. Redmond has set, he has got the link. And as soon as he's in, I'm going to tag him in and take a 5-minute break. Oh, dear. Yeah, James, I sent you the link on your WhatsApp this time, man, because my WhatsApp's working now. The mouse is working as well. Breaking news, guys. I should have said this earlier. Breaking news. The mouse is now working. The mouse is now working. Yeah, breaking news, guys. We found a market opportunity and bought a new mouse. I just seen what James. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, we'll get Redders in here, man. Yeah, market opportunity. Got a new mouse, man. We're good now. Yeah, we're getting Mr. Redmond in the house. Get father and son combination back going again. It's 20 to 2 in the morning, guys. We're up. We're chatting. We're having fun here. Oh, it's good, man. It's good, man. And there's 380 people in the YouTube chat right now at 10 to 2 in the morning. And like, I don't know, 157 people watching on Twitter. You guys are glorious. Absolutely glorious. Glorious. Danger Mouse. Market opportunities, guys. Market opportunities. Ah, dear. But yeah, big up everyone, man. Hope you're all doing good. Big up, Sean, man. Yeah. I'm not even tired, man. Do you know what I'm saying? I could do this all night. Let's go. Yeah, get them likes hit, guys. What are we doing for likes around that? We've got to be over 100 likes now. Surely. Almost 400 people in the house. Surely we're over 100 likes. 168 likes. Beautiful people. There goes. Get the earphones on. Mr. Redmond is in the chat. Let's get him in here. There we go.
Oi, oi.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Yes.
I'm here, Dad. I'm here. I've arrived. I was about to say I've arrived back with the milk, but that would be the other way round, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's mad.
We're getting some red zone territory here, Jamie. I'm not going to lie. It started off as like a borderline Amber joke, and now big up to the chat as well. Jamie, I feel like I need to be added into the title of this channel as Jamie Phillips and James Redmond football chats.
Yeah, there you go.
I've coming on to every stream.
There you go, man. You need to set it up. Yeah, look, you know, I'm doing this one late tonight because obviously I'm on my own with the kids. The wife is away. So I had to get them all asleep first, and that took forever. For some reason, they only listen to mummy when it's bedtime. When it's daddy, it's like, the fuck does he
Little
say?
rebels.
They're like, who's this geezer? I think he is, yeah?
It's like the City players with Pep Linders. Like, who are you? Like,
yeah, who the fuck
we don't take you seriously. You're not our father.
But yeah, right. I don't know if you heard me in my conspiracy talk earlier and stuff like that. But
no, I'd love to hear.
So I had a few Newcastle fans in the chat saying I was on glue or something, but it is what it is.
Random.
So Watermende going to Newcastle for me is sort of out of nowhere, right? Like out of complete nowhere. We've seen Newcastle what they've been doing all summer trying to get transfers in, and it's been disastrous for them. This is out of absolutely nowhere, and they did it in one day.
Yeah.
My thing is, when Isak had the meeting with the Saudi group at his own home Monday, in my opinion, once he told them it's a definite no, I don't want nothing to do with you, they offered it. I believe they offered him the world in a contract, and he still turned it down.
Yes.
That I believe after that, they got in touch with representation at Liverpool to ask them, do you still want Alexander Isak? What? And then they're talking deals behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I think Liverpool have done data on Watermende and Michael Edwards gave him that data or something like that. This is a conspiracy thing. I do think this happens behind the scenes with football clubs, by the way.
Yeah,
especially if there's friendship there.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened. That's why it's come out of absolutely like nowhere. I know they've been linked with him in the past, like some people have been saying in the chat. But we know what their summer transfer window's been like for strikers. They can't get Whistler through the door. 3 failed transfer attempts. 2 weird transfer attempts on Larson that still didn't happen. 2 transfer attempts on Sesko that didn't happen. So we've seen them fail. Watermende just happens like that, and he's 80 million quid.
Yeah.
So am I talking nonsense, or could there be a bit of truth behind that?
I think you've got legs to what you're saying. So I've said from the start of the window, I think the animosity and the war has almost just been between the fans. I think it should have been quite evident, I think, to the masses, despite what journalists were reporting, mainly from the northeast side of things, because I do think that a lot of the animosity did come from the wording that they were using, because that matters, Jay, the way you know, the way that the bully was being used and other words, and then the fans latch onto it and carry that narrative because you're not hearing from the clubs directly. But behind the scenes, we know Eddie Howe's got a great relationship with Hughes and Edwards. And we know that he is being more content longer than the Newcastle hierarchy of getting rid of Isak, because it's been causing him disruption, the players' disruption. I think for a while, there's been an orchestration that Newcastle have wanted to keep him, and I think that's why they've repeatedly tried, and people above Eddie Howe have came in and said, no, just give us a couple more weeks and we can see if we can convince him. That's why I think the Callum Wilson replacement ploy was put so much into the media. Luke Edwards, what an idiot. Still sticking with that basis today. He's an idiot. He's suggesting then, on that logic, that visa, 40 million to 50 million visa, is going to be an Isak replacement, and it's not the 65 million pound striker you've just signed.
Guys, I
You know
could
what I
use
mean?
Anthony Gordon as the thingy replacement. As the Callum Wilson. No, in seriousness, I could easily use
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon as the Callum Wilson replacement. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If they don't buy
think
one
that-
in, it's mad.
I just think that it's a nonsense narrative that he needs a replacing, and I know that you do need two strikers, and we'd be saying the same thing. I mean, he played 19 games last year. 2 of them were starts. He weren't really a constant figure, and if Isak wasn't playing last season, they did alternate that front three. So I don't think Eddie Howe's plans was too changed. He did also reference a Callum Wilson replacement in one of his press conferences, but I think that was mainly used, one, to buy Newcastle a little bit more time, and I do think there was a tiny side of Newcastle that was hoping Liverpool would pivot earlier in the hope that that would influence Isak's final decision. And I think that's why they've carried it out to the end of the window, because I think they've had an ideal contract they want to give him, but they've gone above that, like what you've said. And do you know what? The point that you made on Walter Mardi, again, like, wouldn't be surprised, because I'm a big fan of him, and I look at him and I go, you're basically the profile I wouldn't mind at the club. Like, do you know if we'd sign Walter Mardi? Obviously, I'd want Isak all day, every day, but I'm just saying in general, if we got him, say before Ekatike, I'd have rated that signing. I think he's a good player and he's got good fundamentals. So, yeah, I think you've got legs there. But then again, as well, I think Newcastle, despite the business being done poorly, when they've done business, it's been all right. Like, they haven't had many misses in terms of the signings under this new ownership. So, yeah, I think you've got legs to it, Jay.
Yeah, that's why I said it, because he's a player I think Liverpool would have got some data on when they were looking at strikers this summer.
West Ham need to unleash Callum Wilson. They do as well.
Yeah, I mean, Callum Wilson might actually get their actual manager sacked, but that legend that's so hard to replace, Callum Wilson. Do you know what I mean? I've never heard anything so mad this summer about Callum Wilson as like, we have to find a Callum Wilson replacement. I'm like, you can find that within the club. You've got one in the club already. You scored against Liverpool the other night.
Thank you.
But you said you didn't have a striker. You told me the lies. You lied to me. You lied to everyone. That's your Callum Wilson replacement, by the way. He can play as many minutes as Callum Wilson did in the last 3 years.
Yes.
So, like, all this Callum Wilson bullshit.
Mad.
They're acting like Callum Wilson was like Dino Baggio or something
And
like
it's
that.
mad because a report came out, like, by quite a few northeastern journalists about how Osula was being talked about leaving the club, and that was while they were talking about a Callum Wilson replacement. I was like, you signed him about a year and a half ago, and you're already looking to replace him. And I think that, you know what, it wouldn't surprise me if that goal helped out as well, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. Ismail Suez, Jamie, I think Walter Mendo was our primary. If Isak wasn't going to happen, Nusa got hold of us and we suggested him. I think it happens because, what was it the other day? When agents and clubs offer players up to other clubs, you're telling me they don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this happens behind the scenes more than people think. And like I think we said it as a joke weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Should we just lend them Richard Hughes for a week to get transfers done or something? And it could have happened, in theory, that it did, because at this moment in time, Newcastle probably ain't got the data Liverpool have got on players, because they're not quite great at behind the scenes at the moment, and Liverpool are there. So they might have just thrown a little data their way, because he was going to Bayern Munich, by all reports. So him not going to Bayern Munich and going to Newcastle out of nowhere, look, this is a big transfer for Newcastle. I'm not even messing around here. I think this is going to be a blinding signing.
It was a perfect time to execute in a perfect way. That was like a Liverpool way of executing a deal. I don't mind that theory as well, that the last comment you pulled up suggested. I don't mind that. Like, was he on our radar, and maybe was he an alternative if we couldn't get Isak? I doubt it, because it appeared that we were just all in on Isak, whether it was now, January, or next season. But again, it's not. It's plausible. And on top of that as well, I do think all along, like, the propaganda narrative that has been spread was just from Newcastle's side of it. I don't think it was from our side. I think we had all the balls in our court. It was just a matter of timing. And we just needed to wait for this to happen. It would have probably been a little bit earlier if they got Sesko through the door and whatever. This was all just Newcastle communicating. We're struggling at the moment. We need to buy ourselves time the only way we're going to do it is make everybody think we're going to keep Isak.
Yeah, I'm just going. This is a Luke Edwards quote that I've just got to tell everyone for a laugh because it's
We won't
hilarious.
tell them. I've been seeing it all day.
So Luke Edwards, this is a quote from Luke Edwards' tweet today. Sources have stressed that the signing of Nick Wandermaid ends the search for Callum Wilson's replacement. Nothing has changed at Isak for
He's
now.
got to be trolling there, doesn't he? That's got to be engagement farming. Because I took that dead serious because he's done that all summer. Is he just joking and he's taking the mick, or is that just him?
I don't
He's
know.
got
The
to
thing
be
is-
like some sort of
thing
mental
is-
blockage there.
I believe he's from East London. I think he's a Leyton Orient fan. But I think he lives up north now and is a northern correspondent. So he's just, you know, riding the back of Newcastle this summer for the weirdest reason. But
Jamie, I'm not gonna lie, mate. I've just accidentally called my mum. Let me just answer the phone. I didn't even mean to call her, lad.
she's going to kill you if she's asleep. Yeah, so Luke Edwards, I don't know what it is, man, but yeah. Look, if I'm listening to anyone, I'm listening to Keith Downey from Sky Sports, I'm listening to Craig Hope, and I'm listening
She's
to
not
Lee
happy
Wright.
with me.
No, I bet she ain't.
She's
I
not.
bet she's not at all, man. You know your
That's
Sunday lunch? Not happening this week.
Yeah. Sorry, what was you saying there about the different journalists?
I was saying, so Keith Downey, Lee
Yeah.
Ryder, who I think actually has been the best, not getting the credit he deserves,
Yeah.
and Craig Hope.
And balanced as well.
Yeah.
He's let emotion go out of it. Whereas
Yeah.
even Craig Hope, again, I've used him as a prime source for information. I haven't had an issue with him there. It's just he's let emotion get into it. I
Yeah,
think.
he's a Geordie, ain't he? He's going to be a bit
Yeah,
more.
that's what I mean. It's natural. Yeah.
But like, all three of them have said this isn't Isak replacement. It's nothing to do with Callum Wilson. Lee Edwards,
Luke Edwards is still
but Luke
standing on
Edwards,
that.
man, I don't know if he's got stocks in this or something like that. I have no idea, but yeah, someone's going to have to check on him when Liverpool buy Isak for like 125 million. You know that.
It's gonna be, but no, he'll backtrack more because that's all he's done for the past week and now. Do you know what I mean? Since the statements, pretty much.
Sure, but when you put
It's all-
yourself out there like that, you've got to take, because everyone's going to come at him
Yes.
on the 1st of September. He's going to get bombarded with messages, piss take messages, and he's got to just take it, man. He's just go, oh, hold my hands up and laugh at it. Best way to do it is laugh at it. If you laugh at it, no one really can come back at you.
No, you're right. And I think his initial hope was that Isak was going to stay and Newcastle going to have the power play there. And then I think, again, just as a fan, he wanted some sort of win out of this deal. So, because you've got to remember, this all started really with Ekitike. This isn't just the Isak stuff. That Ekitike thing was span, again, by Northeastern journalists, that it was just us bullying them and that we weren't actually interested in Ekitike. We were trying to power play Newcastle, and that's what then spread. And I think from there, Luke Edwards just built this absolute hate for Liverpool Football Club, and the idea of them getting another win like the Ekitike thing would have just been a nightmare. And he's lost the game against us the other day, even after the decent performance. Got the 150 million thing wrong, got the fact Isak wouldn't be leaving wrong, got the fact he'd have a chance of reintegrating wrong. Like, everything he's reported has been wrong. Do you know what I mean? I tweeted it and I just said that's got to be the shittest summer for a journalist possibly going. The only good thing about the summer is it has been and will always be his most engaged summer transfer window, realistically. You're not going to get a bigger saga than this.
I don't know if YouTube is bugging, but literally it was over 200 likes a minute ago. Now it's 103. And people were saying that in the chat as well.
It's got to be bugging.
Yeah, it must be something with YouTube itself. Yeah, that's the, yeah.
I think
over 200 likes.
Yeah, going weird with the count of the likes or something.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And there's like 400 people in the chat. So, yeah. By the way, big up everyone in the chat. 400 people here, almost 2 in the morning. That's that takes. I tell you what, guys, I love you guys. I honestly do. You know, sitting here listening to me and James at almost 2 in the morning, and 400 people here, and there's actually almost 200 people watching on Twitter live as well. So
that's boss.
600 people at 2 in the morning. Love you guys, man. I really do.
Same, yeah.
I noticed that, Jamie. What the fuck? Shut up. I have no idea, man. No idea. Well, it'll probably go back up. It'll sort itself out. That's not worry about.
Yeah,
As long as we're still live, that's all that matters.
that's it.
Yeah, look, I know a lot of people are threatening now, but because we ain't got long left to do the deal and stuff like that. And I was like, look, as
If
we
you're
just said,
worried now, I've got no hope for you.
no, and let's look at it. Right, Eze was done in one day.
Yeah.
Because Arsenal already put the bids in before, already put in the footwork into it.
Yeah.
Otamendi done in one day pretty much. Like they bid this afternoon, he flew over this evening. He's already had one part of his medical, second part's tomorrow. So Liverpool have already done so much work on this Isak deal. We know Isak wants to come to Liverpool, so that's easy to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already agreed personal terms because otherwise Liverpool would be making transfer bids if he hadn't. So personal terms are already sorted.
Yeah.
Newcastle to Liverpool isn't that far either,
Yeah.
geography wise. So even if Liverpool leave it late, it still gets done before the cut off on Monday at 7:00. I don't know what you think.
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's just both deals. It's just a matter of if not when. When I posted the news on my Instagram earlier, people started messaging me saying that but now we need to vote. What if this distracts us from a centre back? I'm like, do you just think like one thing has to happen at a time? Do you know what I mean? Like everything will be getting worked on simultaneously. You've seen the stuff about Cody Gakpo as well. Like we never got distracted from that. So because what people have got to ask themselves when they look at these reports, because I get how it can be confusing, because you'll get a big piece of breaking news and then a few days go by and a few things get made up or fabricated, and then it's like, oh no, we're back to square one. And like indeed when he was reporting like City are going to go in for Guehi and stuff, and I think Indy's had a bit of a mad week in the final week of this transfer window, despite having a really good window overall. But I think he's made some mad shouts recently. That being said, you've got to look at the intricacies. The situation with Guehi always was. There's no other competition. Personal terms was never an issue. He appears to want Liverpool most, and it's only a couple of million that's stopping Liverpool from getting him right now. But the second Steve Parish came out and said we absolutely have to sell, that's where I knew this deal's getting done one way or another. Now, whether it's the installments, the add-ons, the bonuses, I don't know. But whatever it is that's stopping the deal, it will be sorted. It will be minuscule stuff that it's not super important. Like to the point where it won't get done. It's still important to the convenience of both teams, because people just say nowadays like, oh, what's 5 million? 5 million's a lot of money still. Like I understand in football it does not sound as such, but it's still like you've got to work it out. Do you know what I mean? That being said, same with Isak, and this is just the last thing with Isak as well. Same thing, like everything. When he sold his house, people should have got the idea he is not going to play for that football club again. And a lot of people didn't believe him. A lot of people thought he was bluffing Newcastle almost. Like, go on then, keep me and see what happens. The second he let his house up for sale, I knew for a fact, right, that he was going to be going, because you don't do stuff like that. I've never seen something that extreme, one thing after another. And I respect Isak because he stayed quiet for the whole window despite media just absolutely slaughtering him, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, I was just looking at Lee Maggs. He's a Newcastle fan in the chat. I would.
Do you need me to tell him, or is he a nice
No, Lauren's sorting him out herself. So big up, Lauren, man.
Go on, lad. Go on, lad, love.
No point me getting involved, man. Lauren's sorting it out herself. In fact,
it doesn't need to be that deep as well, because I have never, and I think most Liverpool fans share this, I've never had an issue with Newcastle. I love Newcastle.
Right. I think it's just got a bit emotional, ain't it? This summer.
I do blame the journalists on their side.
So do I. I don't think either club have done anything wrong, if I'm perfectly honest. I think it's the journalists that are making a meal out of the whole thing because they want to.
Yeah,
they want to make a meal out of it because it sells. It sells. It gets the clicks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
do you know what though? One thing I will just say is I do think where Newcastle got it wrong was the way they were telling their T1s about this deal. I think they just messed it up for themselves. I do think it was a bit of a PR disaster from Newcastle's side. But in terms of like between each other, how we've treated each other as club to club, nothing wrong on either side.
No, exactly. I agree, man. I actually think that Luke Edwards has caused quite a bit of trouble with just the way he tweets and the way he comments.
Yeah.
And people, there's a lot of people that are ignoring. I've seen Newcastle fans actually slagging like Craig Hope and that off, and really siding with Luke Edwards. So
Yeah.
it's a crazy situation. That
Luke Edwards will get the more tribal side of the fan base. Won't he?
yeah,
I think
exactly.
Craig Hope, he is as neutral as he can be for the fact he's a
Well, he's
Geordie.
doing his job, ain't he?
He's
He's
doing
got
his
to be
job.
in his
I've
job.
said this, like when I've called out like some of his contradictions, because he has made them, but that's not his fault, and it's also him still doing accurate reporting because he's
Mm.
reporting what he's being told by the club in that moment. So even if it was once both Ekatike and Isak, and then it changes to Ekatike would have been enough, that's because the club's told him that in that moment. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you
good,
still listen to Craig Hope despite seeing contradictions in the story along the way.
well,
That just told me Newcastle were all over the place.
that's what I like about Lee Ryder and Craig Hope, because they're giving their obviously emotional view at it because they support the club, but they're
Yeah.
still trying to be journalists, and they will report what the club is telling them, but then they put their spin on it and pretty go like Craig Hope said it was summer. What he says what the club are telling him, and then he'll go, but in my opinion, this might happen if this
Yeah.
happens and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So he puts his spin on it, which is good journalism. So I don't
It
mind
is.
that. Oh, big up my man Scraps in the chat, man. Yeah, big up the guys in the chat, man. You're all doing your legends, all of
Everyone,
you.
yeah.
Um,
Insane numbers for this time of the morning as well, by the way.
it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely
Yeah.
crazy, man. Everyone's an insomniac, yeah.
Do you know what? I've got a theory that it's just time slots, and then when someone wakes up, one of us can go to sleep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
that's
until
it.
that
That's
slot becomes available, we just got to talk about football.
exactly. I think I don't know about you, James. I would be surprised if a big goes in tomorrow.
Same. I
It
think that's when it
would
does.
shock me. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me because look, the phrase I know I don't ever hear again in football. The doors have now been opened.
I was literally, do you know what's mad? I was literally just about to say, did you see Keith Downey's official post earlier on Sky
Yeah,
Sports
the
about
doors
how the
officially
doors are
opened.
officially open?
The doors are officially open. You're allowed in now. The bouncer's at the door,
Oh, mate, I
checking
can't wait.
IDs.
Yeah. I never went from enjoying the summer so much to like dreading. Oh, sorry, couldn't wait for the summer to end like so quick. Oh, like when we got Vert over the line, I was like yes, and then we got linked with Isak. I was like yes, and then we were still linked with Isak, and it was just the same stuff. Then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it started getting a bit hostile, and it made the United game, Newcastle United, much worse than what it needed to be. Do you know, a bit building up to it.
No,
That was
exactly.
horrible. Like, do you know how nervous I was for that game? I was like, we can't lose. We
Oh, it was a
can't.
horrible game, wasn't it? It was a horrible game.
We'll get it off everyone if we did.
Yeah, it was a horrible game. Glad that's over with
But,
now.
but I was just going to say as well, even that Keith Downey report, it scared people because this is the thing about the wording that fools people. It's nothing wrong from the journalist side. It's just, if you don't look into these articles, then I can get why people get it confused. He basically said, however, Newcastle United will still attempt to get Visa through the door, or a second striker, he clarified it, verifying Visa at the end of the sentence, before Liverpool get this deal done. So people interpreted that as if he was saying, we need to get Visa signed before we bring in Isak.
No.
Oh, sorry, before they're willing to sell Isak. It's
Yeah.
not what he was saying. It's just the same stuff. They're attempting to bring in Visa in the
Yeah, they
meantime.
want two strikers. So
Yeah.
they want two strikers. They've always
But
wanted
it's
two
nothing
strikers.
to do with the deal, though.
But,
In case you have seen that article, don't be looking at that
but
part like that's a
no.
fact. It's not.
But Craig Hope and Keith Danny and Lee Ryder have always said if they get an Isak replacement level
Yes.
striker through the door, they
Yeah.
will let Isak go.
Yeah.
And that's what they got now. And once, and I don't know about you, I've been saying this as well. Like, I think a deal might have been done already behind the scenes that we don't know about as well. Because for Newcastle to go and splash like 80 odd million quid on an Isak replacement, and still looking at Wisser and Larson's potentially coming in as well, they are doing that on the knowledge that they're definitely going to sell Alexander Isak, and that money's going to come in. Otherwise, they're stuck with a Waterman-Dale and Isak, where
Exactly.
Isak doesn't want to play for you. So, and then you spent all that money, and you're a bit like, and like the reports as well coming out from Keith Downey as well the other day. I think it was yesterday actually when he said that the wages are a problem at Newcastle because they have got a limit of what they can go to.
Yeah.
And going over the £200,000 a week barrier for players at this moment in time they can't really do right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, that tells me deals are happening, and we're all on tenterhooks because we're fans and we're just constantly reading the news 24/7, and we know there's a deadline coming up, and we're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, like. But behind the scenes, I bet Michael Edwards and that are all cool as cucumbers, man.
Yeah.
I bet they're all cool going, oh, don't worry. But they can't come out and tell us. Like if they came out and tell, look, chill fans, don't worry, it's all going to happen, wink, wink. Then you're giving the game away, aren't you? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's fine. I'm happy with everything. I think it happens.
buzzing. Do you know what else I love?
I think it's unveiled at Anfield on Sunday.
Oh, I'd love that. But you know what, though? I don't think it'll be unveiled at Anfield.
No.
No, I don't think that's what Liverpool do, is it? We don't really.
No, we
unveil
don't really
things.
do that as Arsenal.
And do you know why I don't think we do? I don't think we like the big personality thing. I think we
No.
like to make sure that it is just like a team. And have we ever done that? Have we ever done
I
like
don't
a big
think we have.
unveiling?
I don't think we have.
So, I don't think we'll do that. I think we're thinking of that because Arsenal do it, don't they?
Yeah, have we ever done that? But
I
then
can't
do
think of
do
it.
we buy?
We used to do like the thing where there was no fans and you get a picture with the manager in the stadium, but there was never like a big presentation
But I
or.
don't think we're doing that anymore either, do we?
No, I haven't saw that.
We don't even really do presentation videos.
We
like
really
like the essay one where they got Ian Wright doing the video and all that. Personally,
the essay one was a movie. Like that's still ongoing. Do you know what I mean?
Personally, I don't think it needs all that drama. That's
No.
just me because I may be older. But
Yeah.
we don't do that either, do we? We literally our record signing, right? At the video we did for our record signing is this.
Yeah.
That's it. That was that was all it was.
And then he just got a little standard interview out and a couple of posts the next couple of days, and that was it. It's simple marketing.
Yeah.
It is
exactly.
simple marketing. But I like that approach from Liverpool. I don't think we need to be glamorous. I'm not saying Arsenal are doing anything wrong. I actually kind of like the little Eze story, to be honest. It's quite nice. But I just don't think that's the Liverpool way. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. I
wouldn't imagine it. Because then you're also exalting the personality of Isak. Like as if he's above all everyone else. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Just bring him in, man.
Yeah.
What I want Slot to do, and he's got his press conference tomorrow morning. Yeah. What I want him to do after the press conference, as he's leaving, I just want Slot to do that. And then just stand up and then leave. Don't say anything.
Curtis was doing that as well.
Yeah.
He was giving it a go.
Just do that. That'd be absolutely hilarious.
It really would.
But look, as much as I could talk about Isak all the time, he's not the only person that looks like could be coming to Anfield in the next couple of days. That is Marc Guehi. So Marc Guehi played today. Marc Guehi
performed well all season. He's performed well. He's had a great start to this season.
He was man of the match again today, apparently, as well, wasn't he, in the second leg? Apparently, he was fantastic.
Every game, his average rating's like fantastic.
I think he had a clearance off the line today as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Well. So he apparently was. I didn't watch the game. I've not seen anything of it, but what I've been told is he's absolutely fantastic and in today's game. And I think Liverpool and Crystal Palace again. I think Liverpool are giving. Yeah, I think Liverpool are giving Crystal Palace a little bit of a. I've been not kind or anything like that because I think Liverpool want to work with Crystal Palace again in the future for maybe a certain midfielder at their football club. So there's this nice working relationship between them. Also, Steve Parish always comes out and talks well about Liverpool as well with transfer dealings and stuff like that. So I think Liverpool wanted to keep that. And I think they respected the position. It's a bit of a risk because he could have got injured, but I actually think Liverpool respected the decision of Glasner, who wanted to play his best player for these next two games to qualify for Europe. Because, it's a play. Look, I've never heard of Frankenstein or whatever the team was called they played today, right? And it's still a risk for Palace. They could go out of that and not have Europe. So, I respect the situation of where Glasner was as a Palace manager, losing Eze as well. And I think Liverpool want to keep that friendship, that good professionalism between the two clubs. And went, okay, you can carry on playing him. After that, we'll do business. Because again, with that, we've heard Steve Parrish has come out many times saying, keeps commenting about it, that it looks like he has to sell him because he's not going to sign a new contract. And unfortunately for Palace, they're not in a financial position where they can lose Eze for 60 million, but then lose their stars defender for free.
Yeah.
They're not in that financial position. He's come out and actually said that. So
Yeah.
it looks like a move where that will happen. And I think Liverpool, I don't know about you, I'll get your point in it, James, but I think Liverpool have just played a blinder here, keeping that friendship alive there between the two clubs.
Yeah, I think in the TikTok age that we're in, it appears like Liverpool have just dragged this on unnecessarily. But I think you're right, Jay. Like the stuff that people don't see, the relationships behind the scenes and stuff like that you need to maintain is important. Crystal Palace, obviously, in the search for a centre-back themselves, keeping hold of Guehi for that meantime and leaving a little bit of grey area on his situation. So Parish coming out saying if he doesn't sign a contract, we'll have to sell him. But again, by saying if he doesn't sign a contract, you're making people think, oh, could he sign a contract? We all know he won't, but I'm just saying, like, you're leaving that out there. That's the game, isn't it? So I think Liverpool have sat down with him. I've sat down with Palace and said, listen, you take the time you need. If you want him for all these important games that are coming up, by all means, go for it. The money and stuff like that, not an issue. I think there could still be structural differences on how the deal is done, but I think the overall fee will not just be an issue. I really don't. I think the only worry throughout the saga is could another club come in and turn his head? And if that doesn't happen, nothing else will happen. He will be our player. I think these two deals have been the most obvious deals in a long, long time. All the drama around it is what made people doubt, because you don't want to be sitting there all summer saying this player's going to sign and then they don't sign. And I wouldn't have put my neck out on the line by saying they'll sign unless I was given good reason. And I just I do what you do, Jay. Just you look through what everyone of some sort of reputation's saying and find the contradictions and see what's being, and then just conclude what's most logical. It doesn't make you a tier one. It just gives you a bit better information. So when, I'm seeing Isak saying one thing and then Newcastle saying another, I know that I can probably think of what type of narrative is trying to be pushed by the Newcastle journalists. You know what I mean? And that's why I never felt like the big. Go on.
Sorry, James. I just seen say in the chat. I didn't see this, but Lauren's dealt with him. Big up to Lauren in the chat. That Ace just put a disgusting comment about Diogo Jota. What is wrong with people, man? Like, literally, that's not football banter or anything like that. That's a man who passed away. What the fuck is wrong with people? That just gets me angry, man.
It's a mentally ill person, that lad.
That's just fucking... The man passed away. And do you know how fresh it still is? Do you know what I mean? This is...
No.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Big up Lauren. I didn't see it in the chat. I just see everyone saying about Lauren, like, well done, Lauren, and all that. And
well done, Lars.
So I went back on the chat and just saw it. Then because I can view the banned messages, and I just saw what he actually wrote in the chat. I'm not going to repeat it at all. But yeah, fuck him, man. What the fuck? What is wrong with people? Have football banter in my chat. I don't care. Have football banter, yeah. Take the piss out of me. Do what you want, yeah. Whether someone say sniff glue and a bit weird, spaced out, or whatever. Funny, yeah. I come back and give me an answer about they don't come back ever because keyboard warriors. But doing that, nah, fuck you, man. Big up Lauren in the chat. I didn't see it, but big up Lauren.
And he's what that person did, and I don't even want to give him much more time because this is what he wants. But that person right there who did that, just understands you are the worst of the worst type of human. And you know what? People might look at me sideways. I wish better days ahead for you, because if you're thinking of things like that, what you've just said there, under the circumstances that we're in, you must not be a happy person and you must feel the need to project your sadness in this chat. And for some reason, you think that that's acceptable to speak to members of our chat the way that you just have, to speak about a situation as horrific and as sensitive as what you've just mentioned. Again, mate, I just wish for better days ahead, because never should evil people like yourself get the little wins, and we're not going to give you the win on this one. Leg it. Yeah,
it's just crazy, man. Again, banter's fine, but no,
it's too far. It's too far. And people, and you know what? Do you know what as well, Lauren? It mustn't have been nice for you to experience that as well, to talk, to engage with someone like that. So, and you know what? At first, the comments I was seeing was football related. I noticed the way me and Jay never said nothing. We have no issue with that. If you want to banter our club, our opinions, even if they're not substantiated, listen, this is not a political stream. You can say what you want in that sense. When you start to go into that realm, it goes beyond humanity for me. So I'm all right, thank you.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, these fucking 30-year-old virgins, man, they're doing my head in. You know what I mean?
No, you're right, mate.
30 years old and never touched a pussy, eh? Right.
Well done. And well done, Chat. Hey, no, you're right, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong at all. There's a lot of depression from that, man. And Chat, well done for the way you handled it. Lovely.
Yeah, that's what the mods are there for. Big up Lauren, man.
Good on
And
them.
all the
Well
mods in
done,
the
guys.
chat.
Well done.
Because
Job
as I say, when there's a lot of people in, we don't always get to see because the chat goes brrr,
yeah.
just passes you by.
And we're
So
just bouncing off each other as well in
Yeah.
like, you know, the discourse. So but we will miss stuff.
yeah, big up chat. Big up.
Good job, mods. Yeah, just to summarise the Guehi thing as well, and the Isak thing. I think they're the most obvious deals that could have got made. Because me and you have said for a while we're like very confident on both. Guehi came a bit later because that's when the news started really advancing. But fair play to Guehi as well, by the way. Like I know there's been questions over Isak stuff, and we're gonna have our view. Newcastle will have theirs. But the way Guehi has gone out at Crystal Palace, assuming he does leave, you know. It's been fantastic. You've won them another trophy in the Community Shield, which you for Palace you can consider a trophy. Maybe for us, not as much, but for them definitely. And on top of that, you know, like you've just said, qualified them for Europe, being arguably their best performing player, a lovely lad, and he would have been happy to stay here, I think, but he's just obviously, like you said, I think just things have happened positively behind the scenes. And you know what, as well, like there is always this talk around Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards' charm and the way that they sort of walk into rooms and they own it. There was talk about that around Bayern. Liverpool just seem to know how to get this stuff done smoothly, and more specifically Edwards and Hughes. They've been a revelation this summer. I'm really proud of the way they've done it. They've smashed it.
No, they have. And look, if they can get Guehi in for the price they want, yeah, I just feel like my man here on Twitter says, big up everyone watching on Twitter, by the way, big up.
Yeah,
yeah, he's definitely another leader too, Guehi. Oh, I keep saying, like, Marc Guehi, I don't think people realise how good he actually is.
Yeah.
Because he wears that Palace shirt, he might not be getting the love he should actually be getting. I always say, I'm not comparing him to Virgil because Virgil's a unicorn, yeah.
When Virgil was at Southampton.
But when he was at Southampton, weren't it? He was the best defender in the country. He just never got that attention because he wore the Southampton shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Guehi's the best defender in the country, but Guehi's a quality centre back.
He's the best English centre back.
He's England's best centre back. He's a quality player, and with his leadership, his calmness, he's an authority figure at the back as well. His ability on the ball. Yeah, in coming to Liverpool,
that's a point as well. And he's 6 foot. He's not the
tall. So it relies on his skill set. That's what I like about him. And you know, when he comes to Liverpool, his game will improve because he's playing alongside better players. So his game's just going to improve as well. He's going to arguably stand alongside Virgil van Dijk in some games. Do you know? He must look at that and think, I've arrived.
Yeah.
You know, I'm playing with arguably the best defender of our generation.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to lift his game and he's going to make him even better. And this is what I keep saying. I will say, I've said this so much this summer. Quantity over quality. That's what I want. Quality, quantity. You know, you can go and get me players in. I've heard people say go and get any old player as a striker and like just as a body. I don't want that. I want quality. And if Liverpool are looking at Guehi and Isak to finish off our summer, do you know how mad that is?
It's a nut summer. It's a fantastic.
2 British records, quality players on.
Listen, nowadays they are losing to Grimsby Town, do not get me wrong. But there was once upon a time where Manchester United never needed to make the signing of Dimitar Berbatov and still did it anyway because he was smashing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just getting these Premier League proven players. When Sir Alex was up against the wall, bring in Robin van Persie, Premier League proven, absolute banger. Let's go and win this league title, even if it's a bit messy. Do you know what I mean? Even if we do need to rely on one player. And I think that's something that's being overlooked. Like, the quality we're bringing in. Don't get me wrong, I never want to be one player FC, but we kind of won the league last season mainly off of one player. We had a good team, and I'm not taking away from the overall team. Everyone has a contribution. But if you don't have Mohamed Salah in that side, more so than any other single player in that team, he's probably the one. If you lose him, you do not win that league. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how important Salah was. This season, you haven't just got that in Salah, because Salah can be due a drop off, and that's fine. Like, that's the normal trajectory of football, especially for his age. And I still think he'll be the best player this season. But if you can ask Havertz to step up at periods in the season when others aren't, and you can ask an Isak to step up, guess what? That like just tells me you're going to win league titles. But that's just me. Do you know what I mean? Could be wrong. Arsenal could surprise me. But there's just something about these individuals in the team. You never want to be individual FC, but wow, the collective team that we're building. You've just got an FA Cup winning captain and the second top goal scorer behind Salah last season. If you get these two deals done.
Do you know, if Salah wants to have a little dip now in his career, when we got Isak and Negative,
You
I'm
deserve
all right
it,
with it.
mate.
Do you know what? I'm
Yeah.
all right with it. I'm all right
Well,
with it.
do you know what, Jay? As long as we're winning, and if Salah wants to be a passenger in a winning team, if anyone's deserved it, it's frigging him. Do you know what I mean?
He has a year off after 9 years. It's good, man. Do you know?
I said it when we were charging 99 points. I said in the January, signed Gerrard to a 6-month extension. Who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him he can't get a Premier League medal at the end of that season? Who's going to tell him?
Just let him sit there on the halfway line, just pinging balls.
Bring him on for 30-second cameos. Let him play the Enzo role at the age of 38. Do you know what I mean? You know, Salah is just that player. And you can now sit there and say when he's going to have Frimpong overlapping and Vert, again, realising where he's going to be on that pitch. Isak, you know, again, feet getting the ball. Think about how many balls Salah put on a plate for Nunes. People forget this. And think about how Isak's just going to make Salah's life so much easier because he's going to convert them. And Salah now isn't going to be chasing for 80, 85 minutes for that goal or assist. He's probably going to get it inside 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to need to wait for Slot to make a substitute for a player who can actually score to come on and score. Do you get what I mean? It's honestly going to be unreal. And I think because the fact we've bought Premier League proven with a mix of talent from other leagues. But think about it. Like, Frimpong not Premier League proven, but again grew up in like England and stuff and City set up. Then you've got Kirches, who's Premier League proven. You've got Guehi, Isak. It's a recipe to win the league again for me.
No, definitely. Promo said who takes the penalties. One Isak signed. I tell you, should take the penalties. Sabozalai never misses.
Never misses, and he always goes the same side.
I tell you, Sabozalai is actually a real. And he's like, everyone's here to go, Jamie, calm down with Sabozalai, love. Look. He's
actually some glaze from here, you Jeff.
Yeah. He's actually a really good penalty taker. And
he always goes the same side.
Yeah,
I think it's the left side, isn't it?
If they're on the pitch, it depends who's on the pitch at the time. Mo's never look. Let's just say it as it is, guys. Mo's not giving it up, right? Mo has authority here. You know, he's got to be the penalty taker.
Give him the penalties. I think the worst thing you could do is take the penalties off Mo. Not even because of his quality on them. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's just the role. Like, James Milner, if he was on the pitch a lot of the time, he was taking the penalty. Do you know what I mean? Because it's James fucking Milner. Like, Milner was boss of penalties, weren't he, by the way? Like, you could just know he was going to score more than anyone. Salah, though, he still has a good enough record to keep him on them. And he's the guy. Let him build up that GA. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, taking the penalties off him is just going to be very difficult.
Let him just go. Let him, even if it's unlikely, let him just chase Shearer. Let him just chase him until he can't no more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you take him. I think we got, depending who's on the pitch, Salah, Szoboszlai, your McAllisters, your Isaks. You got. There's your 4 penalty takers. If you ask me, they're the 4.
Yeah, and let Salah take all of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, don't even change a thing. Don't fix what's not broken. I know he's missed a couple, but
no, definitely. But yeah, obviously the talk now is like if I think Isak signs before Monday. I just don't see Liverpool now. Now Liverpool have basically been given encouragement to act from Newcastle themselves to physically go and buy him. I think Liverpool will put the bid in. It is Friday tomorrow. We know it's the only day Richard works.
Yeah.
So he'll be very busy. It wouldn't be surprising if we all woke up tomorrow and
So Jay, do you know by this time tomorrow? So let's just say midnight tomorrow, right?
Going into Saturday, yeah.
Yes, going into Saturday. So you've got the Twitter timeline in front of you. What tweets out of the major tweets you'll be seeing? What are you seeing? Are you seeing a Fabrizio Romano, here we go? or are you seeing the bid has been made, subject to what Newcastle's response is?
I think Oystein will be the first one to break it because he was very late to the party today over the Otamendi thing.
Yeah,
Everyone beat him to it.
yeah,
And I don't care what anyone says. These journalists like being first.
yeah,
And I think he breaks it in the morning. I really do. I think he breaks, maybe not in the morning, but later, at least late afternoon, he breaks the news that Liverpool put in a bid in. Big up with Sasha Tavoli, is it?
the Belgian.
Yeah, he's got a lot right this summer as well. He's got a lot of contacts. He says it's only a matter of hours. Yeah, he says it's only a matter of hours now. I think Liverpool. I think the bid will be 125 million, 120, 125 million upfront guaranteed, and then to make it 130, maybe £5 or £10 million add-ons and easy add-ons like Isak scoring 20 goals in a season, stuff like that. Champions League, Premier League, all that sort of stuff.
All the achievable ones.
Yeah, all very easy add-ons, and I think that would be the case. That's why I said it in my title, 120 million, because Paul Joyce today says it won't be that high. As people think. I actually think the bid Liverpool put in first time was probably only 10 million short.
Yeah.
And the fact that they didn't accept it, if Otamendi or Sesko was at Newcastle then, that bid I think would have got accepted.
Yeah.
I really do. I think Craig Hope said it himself. If Ekitike was at Newcastle when Liverpool made that bid, it might have actually been accepted.
Yeah.
So now they got their striker coming in. Yeah, I think I think it might. I think it might get accepted. Cynical Jim is back. My man, Cynical Jim is back. He says Newcastle say go fish at 120 million.
I think it'll be 130. I think it'll be 130. So sorry, 120 plus add-ons.
Yeah, that's what I think it'll be.
Yeah, 120 plus add-ons. So yeah, and that's a good deal for Newcastle. But like again, the 150 number came from the extreme side of the narrative, and again, the power play journalists who just wanted to have Newcastle have a laugh. That's what it is, Jamie. They never got one laugh out of all of this. Do you know what I mean? And they started that bit of rivalry because remember when we did get Ekitike, they laughed at us for obviously now missing out on Isak. It's just been, and that's been a repeated thing. Do you remember when the statements come out, Newcastle responded, ha ha, Liverpool, you're not getting him. Again, it's just been a lot of gotchas, and these journalists not only pick up on that, they feel it themselves because they are fans. So that's why you see a lot of that. Do you know what I mean? That 150 number I knew from day dot was bollocks.
No, it's the same. I keep saying it. Is that I think Newcastle briefed journalists at 150 million would keep teams away from buying him. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what that number was. I think if you came with a very good offer for Isak, let's face it, I think Isak was always going to be a British record transfer in this market. And that's why I've always said 120, 125, 130 at the most is a British record, and that gets it done. So, 120 million guaranteed money up front and then 10 million add-ons would be at this stage of, you've got to remember where we are as well. Isak's told them, and he's rejected every single contract, even the one on Monday. The Saudi group went to his house Monday and to their faces. He told them it's over, it's done, I'm leaving. It's going to be very hard for Newcastle to turn down 120 million with a few days left in the market. They can't afford to keep him. So, yeah. And Liverpool are not going to negotiate against themselves. They're not fighting anyone for him.
And what also adds legs to your statement about this deal's already done, Walter Marday wouldn't have joined without the conditions that he was going to seamlessly transition as the new main number 9. So that's also the giveaway, and that's why what makes Luke Edwards' tweet more stupid. And Bayern Space came out and actually tweeted about this, and we know, again, another very impressive summer for him on the stuff he has reported about Liverpool, and he has been indicating that, the insiders on Walter Marday's team has been given those reassurances. So that's a big, big factor when it comes into all this. That's why I know I keep bringing up Luke Edwards, and I probably shouldn't be. It shows that he's rattled me a little bit of anything. But that's how stupid that tweet was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To specifically mention Callum Wilson replacement. Honest to God. That's why I've got to think it's a troll. and just give it
It
up.
has to be now, surely,
Yeah.
because a Callum Wilson. Can you imagine in 2025 you're after a Callum Wilson replacement?
Yeah. I think it's Visa and it's Walter Marze. They're the two that they're aiming for.
But you'd argue that Wissa's better than Connor than
He's got the Premier League experience, doesn't he? But
yeah.
as a player, I don't think he's better. I think when you see Walter Marze for these, you're going to be like, oh, he is a good player.
No, I'd argue that Wissa's probably better than Callum Wilson.
Oh, not
Do you know
even
what I mean?
a doubt. Oh,
So,
sorry.
And they're saying
I
he's the Callum Wilson replacement. Do you know what I mean? This is why I keep saying Callum Wilson can be replaced with the actual striker Newcastle do have, who scored against us on Monday.
Yeah.
That's your Callum Wilson replacement if you need one.
Yeah.
I mean, what we...
No, it is. But you know what? If you get Walter Marze and you get Visa as well, solid window overall for Newcastle. Like they've done.
That's a good transfer window.
A very good window. Like I like the signings they've made. Jacob Ramsey, good signing,
good players,
like
man.
with a roof, and that centre back Thiago or someone again, a very solid signing. Even Ramsdale as a backup goalkeeper, you can do so much worse.
Yeah, this is what I keep saying. I actually think Newcastle at the end of this window will look at it and go, "We've had a good window."
Yeah, the fans just couldn't see that, could they? They couldn't see the highlights. Like,
do you know, Anthony Gordon and Alanga on the wings to Walter Mayday might actually be really good. You know,
it will be. Newcastle play great against us without Isak. Do you know what I mean? The wingers have always been the power of that team.
No, exactly. And you know, if they get Walter Mayday and you're taking Wisser off the bench, I'll tell you what, it's a good team. And this is what I keep saying about Newcastle. They've had actually a good summer if they can get all this done. Their summer will be fine, you know. So
yeah.
Liverpool says that Jamie, the first bid was 110 plus 7 million. That's a British record. I can't see it would be over 130 with add-ons. Yeah, I agree, because Liverpool, why would Liverpool bid against themselves? They're the only party going in for him. You only get into bidding wars when other teams are there. It's like
very good point there.
Yeah, Liverpool are bidding
more than your court, isn't it?
Yeah, they're bidding for Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak wants to leave Newcastle. He's told Newcastle, the only club I want in world football right now is Liverpool Football Club. No other club has come to the market. Real Madrid knows Isak's available now. Arsenal know Isak's available. Barcelona know Isak's available. PSG, Bayern Munich. None of them have come to the table because he's told the world they only want to go to Liverpool. So why would Liverpool turn up at Newcastle and go 130, 135, 140 straight off the back? It makes no negotiating sense.
No.
So I think Liverpool will go in with 120 at the most, guaranteed. And if they want to get to 130, it'll be add-ons. But they're not. Yeah, this 150 mark. It's just people just believe in this. It's crazy, man. Everyone's got a price.
It looked nice on paper, didn't it?
The reason they said 150 because they wanted more teams to come into the market to bid for Isak, not just Liverpool, because then they might have got there. You know, if it was Liverpool or Real Madrid or a PSG all bidding for Alexander Isak, you might have got to 150.
Yeah.
If teams really wanted him that badly, you might have got to that price. The fact that I think what's pissed everyone off is that he wants. Do you know what I think? I think the media world are pissed off because he wants Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, it is.
Do you reckon everyone would be acting like this if Arsenal were coming in for him?
No.
Why?
And even if it would be similar, I still think it's exacerbated by the window that we've had prior to this Isak stuff. I think people want a villain this season, and Liverpool, because the way we were spending at the start and everyone was putting us on to win the league. And this is because Arsenal got their business done sort of quietly and sporadically, whereas we got ours done just sort of all at the start, and then now it's all at the end. You need a villain. Liverpool was the perfect one to attach to that, because you can't do it as City no more, because you never won nothing last year. Do you know what I mean? So go for the new winners, go for the new kings, go for the guys who are now at the top of the country when it comes to Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. It's an easy target.
And yeah, exactly. And a lot of people were saying about Walter Mayday, why didn't he go to Bayern Munich? I think the case there was because Harry Kane's the number one striker as well.
So not only that, so the story that I've saw on that again through Bayern Space, funnily enough, so 3 bids were rejected, low ball bids. So it started at 45, went to 55, then 65 million euros, I believe. Once it got to 65, Bayern Munich couldn't go any higher. So based on previous history where they've been able to wait out for some players, according to Bayern Space, they made the same mistake they made with Wirtz. So the stuff they promised Walter Made, like, was stuff that they promised players in the past, just didn't give the same conviction, same as Wirtz. Like, he chose Liverpool for multiple reasons, and a lot of those reasons was like infrastructure and things like that. So, and the manager, the plan. I think Bayern Munich don't quite have that same identity they did a couple of years ago, so it's not as the same an attraction for players. On top of that, they can't compete with Premier League teams financially. And this is one thing that I do sort of sympathise with these elite clubs in other countries, because the reason why we got a free hit at Lione, and he wanted Liverpool, again, Liverpool have done great at selling these projects to these players, so no credit taken away from us. But Juventus were thinking, we can't pay 26 million for an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? AC Milan, we can't pay 26 million for an 18-year-old. Bayern Munich are thinking, why are we going to go and spend 85 million euros on a guy who right now will not get above Harry Kane? You know what I mean? So they were banking on getting him next season for cheaper. But apparently it just, again, didn't work out. So that's according to Bayern Space, and it seems like it has legs, because the second a bid came in that suited Stuttgart's offer, ideal offer, they let him go, and he was willing to go.
Yeah, and he was willing to go, and he's going to be the number one guy.
And it might have also been the Harry Kane thing, you never know. But I do know, they never even got to an agreement with Stuttgart for a bid. So that was the main reason why he never went there.
American Geordie says he's apparently surprised that we're going after Isak with all his injuries. I love it now. I love it.
The same injuries that got him 25 goals last year in the league. No, sorry, I think it was 21 in the league.
How many games did actually Isak miss last season?
No, he missed one against us in the league.
Yeah, I don't. So Isak played 34 Premier League games last season out of 38.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll take that. You're telling me I'm getting Ekatike up front for the other 4, by all means.
Do you know how many Salah's a freak who never gets injured? Fingers crossed. Yeah, he plays 38 Premier League games. Virgil played 38 Premier League games. There ain't really many players out there that play every single week.
Yeah,
it's quite rare that players play. But 34 games for Newcastle last season, 23 goals. That's just crazy.
And as Malcolm
season before that, he played 30. So he played 30 and 21 last season. I know if he don't play overweight, I'm good for it because we've got Ekatike.
But as Malcolm just said as well, Slot reduces injuries. Like, statistically, anyone who plays under Slot is less likely to get injured more often.
Yeah, that's a shout. That is a shout. Yeah, Ruben Peters, ain't it? He trusts him, man.
Yeah, he's solid. And it's not just based on what he's done at Liverpool. His overall track record is fantastic across his clubs. So fair play to the man.
Yes, Isak last season, so 24-25, he played 34 Premier League games, 23 goals. 23-24 season, he played 30 Premier League games, 21 goals. It's all right if you ask me.
It's more than all right. How many goals did he get, sorry?
So
it was 25 overall, wasn't it? 25 in the overall campaign.
Yeah, he got 27. 20. Hang on, 23 in the league, and he got 3 in the League Cup. So he got 26.
And think about that. That's no European football as well, by the way.
He got 26 goals.
And if I recall correctly, Alan Shearer's record goal scoring season for Newcastle was, I think, 26 goals in the league or something. 26 goals in the campaign, and they had European football that season. Newcastle, I think it was 97 or 98. Isak has been on good levels with him, numbers wise. Do you know, like, if you go Newcastle for Newcastle career, because if you go to Blackburn, Alan Shearer, he had like multiple golden boots and obviously won the league and stuff. He was great. But when he went to Newcastle, he won 1 golden boot. Isak has none, but obviously, again, it was because Salah won the golden boot last year. So on our agenda, you can ignore that and basically say, like, well, he was the top goal scorer out of Salah.
Do you know how mad Salah's goal scoring is? That while Harry Kane and Mo Salah were in England together, Harry Kane only outscored Salah once in the Premier League.
Mad that, innit?
Once. See, what he only outscored, I believe he only outscored Mo one time, maybe twice. But considering how good Harry Kane is
No, I
as a
think
striker,
you're right. I think it was once.
yeah,
I think it
considering how good
was.
Harry Kane is as a striker and Mo's a right winger, do you know how mental that is?
It is. It is
Um,
nuts.
and Harry was banging goals, man. We're talking
Yeah.
high 20s, early 30s. You know, he's
Yeah.
banging goals.
Salah will not be appreciated the way he should be until he's gone. I promise you. Once he retires, that's when you'll be like, whoa, that was different.
Yeah. But how do you think? So we heard in the summer that he wanted Ekitike to partner Isak for Newcastle, yeah. What's actually the chances that's what Liverpool actually do?
I think quite significant, to be fair. I do. I think we had a lot of rotation between our forwards last year. I think people forget this.
Yeah.
You can always get an odd injury here and there. And again, exclude Salah, touch wood. But usually the other three are rotating. Do you know what I mean? Like there was spells where Nunes was out or Jota, God rest his soul. There was always some sort of space for somebody to fill in. Do you know what I mean? So I think the same will be there this season. I think there'll just be full opportunity for Gakpo to sometimes play left, Ekitike to sometimes play left. When you rest an Isak, then get Ekitike in there. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and do you know what, Jay? It's a lovely headache to have. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. And I'm looking forward to it. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty much all I'm on. I'm not trying to be like, do you remember the summer where Man United signed Varane, Ronaldo, you know, all these players? I looked at that like just major big names, right? I don't think we've only just got the big names. I think we've got the data. I think we've got the players at the right time, almost, as they're about to enter the peaks, a lot of them. And a player like Vert is just a no-brainer. There weren't many, even though I have my skepticisms on Kerkez, there weren't many better left-backs than him. You know, the threat that Frimpong can bring to the team beyond excites me, to be honest. I don't think people quite anticipate how good he's going to be for us, but he'll be good. And he has a good start. Do you know what I mean? Like, even defensively, I think a lot of people were impressed with Frimpong. So I'm so excited. What I'm excited for most as well is, like, do you know, McAllister to come back fit and then just like finally some games of McAllister, Gravenberch, and Sobbo or Verts. I just can't wait for that. Give me that midfield.
Yeah, that's mad. We ain't played that yet.
Yeah, but people have been crying for this squad depth for years, and by the time it comes, it's like, oh, are we sure do we want Isak now? Because obviously Ekitike's been banging in the goals. I get it, and I don't want to take away what Ekitike's done, but we've been crying out for this for years. People went FSG out for this. Do you know what I mean?
It's very true. It's very
And they're trying
true.
to, and they're doing exactly. Have you, Jay? You've known me for a while. I'm sure you remember what I used to say about FSG and stuff, and
Mhm.
it was always based on what they did off the pitch, mainly. Why I said I wanted them out.
Yeah.
But why? But I still didn't like the on the pitch stuff either. While other people like yourself were a little bit more understanding, but still critical in some ways.
Mm.
For me, the reason why I've said nothing bad about them this summer is because they've gone way beyond them what I could have expected. So I even said if they didn't get Isak or Guehi, you're not going to get me raging at you. Like, I'll critique the areas you left us short in, but you've gave the board, you've gave Edwards and all that a lot more, and it's also a bit more revealing like what they were doing before. They were given license. It was just we were going through such a transition at the club, it didn't quite work out, you know what I mean? It was an easy fallback. And now that you can see players like Verts and all these people coming out talking about our infrastructure and, you know, Bronkhurst wanting to come in as an assistant just to get the Liverpool experience, it's honestly like, this is exactly how people speak about Barcelona, prime Barcelona. It's exactly how people speak about Real Madrid. They're getting us to that level. They got us to that level. We're there now. We're at the party and we deserve to be there. We were building over the recent years. We were getting the second places in the Premier League, getting the finals in the Champions League, not getting over the line all the time. We are now getting to the point where we're just about to break that line, and it just appears like people just can't be buzzing about that trajectory. And I've said I do think we need to win the league, but it's not the end of the world if we don't. In the short term, it is. But we've set this team up to be successful for 3 to 4 to 5 years. Do you know what I mean? And as you said, if we sign a certain lad from Crystal Palace who plays in the midfield at the moment, that's like another example of that, and we'll make more of those signings. So just based on where we are, where we're going, I couldn't be more excited, Jay. Like, I know, again, performances have been off and stuff, but overall, you've got to be.
Yeah, look, I think Liverpool might not click into gear to like the way we want to around Christmas time. It's a bit like everyone's comparing it to PSG last year. If everyone remembers rightly, PSG started well slow, right? And then they're picking up results, winning games, but performances weren't great. Remember, they only just qualified for the knockout stages of the Champions League. And then after Christmas time, they just went to a different level because everything clicked into gear.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going. Look, I know you got rivals slagging Verts off after 2 games. I watched Talk Sport today, and they're slagging Verts off after 3 games. And like,
Let them.
one of them, Alex Crook, who's a Man United fan, slagging Verts off. I was like, really? Like what we're doing? It is 3 games, guys. This is mad.
And I actually think he was all right against Palace, to be honest. Like, do you know, the Palace game, I thought he was fine. The other two...
I actually think he was pretty decent against Bournemouth, because the thing what Verts does, he does a lot of things that aren't eye-catching.
You're right, yeah.
But I bet his teammates love playing with him. I'll bet you ask a lot of them now. The way he finds space and the little 3-4 yard passes, how quick he moves and how quick he moves with the ball when he passes, they're not eye catching. So people watch the telly and watching the game sometimes like, Verts ain't done nothing. And then you look at his stats. Do you know? I believe no one's run more in him in midfield than Verts at the start of this season. Apparently, has covered more ground.
Do you know what? This is another thing as well. Have you seen how much he tracks back?
Yeah, he's covered shitloads of ground. No midfielder's covered more ground than him this season than Verts.
And this is what I mean. While he finds his role and it's not just about getting used to the pace of the Premier League. It's also just finding his role in the team and how does he fit in and how do the other players cater to him? Because he's that good. That's what you do with a player like Verts, you know what I mean? Kind of like Salah, you just cater towards him because he finds a way. But Verts is somebody who's like the volume way of doing it. He can be involved in the game all game. Do you know what I mean? But he can also do a Hazard where he can be a bit quiet, but then he just comes up with a moment of brilliance. As you can see right now, every game you see Verts, he's trying to be progressive. You can tell Arne Slot's just saying, go forward when you get the ball. Once he gets that in, I was on a stream with Troops and Dan Potts and Hussam earlier.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, so at the end of it, at the start of it, I was just saying, like, listen, say what you want about Florian Verts, but don't be surprised to see him, like, cook against you guys. Like, people think that it's going to take him months and months and months to adapt. Like, don't be surprised to see them signs against you, because I can see the signs already. I'm not looking for the 10 out of 10s now. I'm looking at the fundamentals there. Can these things be moulded into consistent 7, 8, 9 out of 10s week in, week out? 100 billion%. And do not be surprised to see that begin against Arsenal. I really mean that as well. I think Zubimendi, I rate Zubimendi, by the way, but I just think styles make matches, and I think Verts versus Zubimendi, I think he gets the better of him a lot of the time. Whereas Newcastle midfield, it was bullying, it was, we're going to chop you down. That was a fight. That was a fight in football terms. That game, it was 90s football. This is football. This game will be football. It's not going to be Arsenal, nailing Liverpool players. They're going to want to play football. Arne Slot never discredited Newcastle for that, by the way, as it was misinterpreted. He said they did well at both. But Newcastle's main approach was to get into us. Arsenal's won't be that, and that suits Verts. That's my logic. So I think he'll get into that game and do really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, Verts, obviously there's games in Germany that are big games, yeah. But I don't think he would have ever played in a game quite like that Liverpool-Newcastle games in his career so far. So
doubt.
Yeah,
that was a new experience, that.
Yeah. And he's going to learn quickly, man. These guys, these players are quality. They learn quick. Don't worry about it. All these people pretending they wouldn't have bought Verts if they had a chance.
People forget as well. You good point there from Manchester. Sorry to interrupt you, but he did nearly score against Newcastle. He let off a great shot. Do you know what I mean? And when you get that involved, you are going to get something wrong.
He weren't that bad. Graham Birch was excellent though. So yeah, big up Grav. The one thing I would say about Grav and Birch, right. I always say this: he's not the perfect defensive midfielder, but he is the defensive midfielder for what Arne Slot wants to do, right?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, he got booked early on in that game and never stopped him playing.
No.
never stopped him playing. He was
No.
just took his goal well. The problem is he's just not got McAllister next to him. I think McAllister and Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is great at what he does. Curtis Jones is great at what he does. I don't think Curtis Jones actually had a bad game either, but McAllister and Gravenberch are different. That's a quality combination. And
Yeah.
once that gets ticking again and Wirtz gets ticking, and look, Ekitike might play off the left, when Isak's up and running, because Ekitike's link-up play, I'd
It's
argue,
brilliant.
is better than Cody's probably, yeah? His link-up play,
1,000,000,000%. His all-round game's better than Cody.
And if you're getting Isak, and he's quicker than Cody. Cody's not slow, but he's quicker than Cody. Them balls over the top on the left-hand side. You've seen it a couple of times this season already, where Cody just doesn't take the ball well enough and he gets caught up a little bit. If you get Ekitike in that situation, I think he's away. You don't get him, right?
Yeah.
And already his link-up play with Wirtz has been pretty decent. If you get Wirtz off that left a little bit with Ekitike, and you get Salah as close to Salah on that, as close to Salah on that right-hand side, and then you got McAllister and Gravenberch holding that midfield bit down.
Yeah,
I think you're keeping the possession better in the final third, what Slot wants.
Agreed.
Slot keeps mentioning it time and time again. It's not about how many players we got forward; it's how we lose the ball.
Yeah.
He keeps bringing that up when people talk to him about it.
And he's spot on. Do you know when he said that? He reassures me as a manager every press conference, Sorry, Jay, you finish first and then I'll...
No, I'm just saying, you can see, because Carragher was going into him about that and stuff, even on Monday's game. And he's like, Slot don't like Carragher, you can tell, right? And he's pretty much telling him, look, I understand what you guys are saying, but this is the way we want to play. But if we can keep the ball better, them situations won't happen. Like if you took the 2 Bournemouth goals, it weren't because of where we were positionally. It was because Szoboszlai and Mo Salah gave the balls away. And if they didn't give them away, they wouldn't have scored them goals on the counter attack.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And for everyone in the chat as well, I love Cody Gakpo. I'm one of the biggest lovers of Cody Gakpo, and Cody Gakpo is a goal scorer. That's what he is. Yeah. He is a goal scorer. I've always said it. It wouldn't surprise me if he got 20 goals in all comps this season. But I think as a link-up player, Wirtz and Ekitike off that left-hand side, linking up with each other there. And I think that will allow Kirkes to play more of his natural game.
Yeah.
Because if you got Wirtz just take...
The ball retention will allow him to...
Wirtz starts to hover over to the left. If Ekitike and him are over on that left-hand side, linking up, holding the ball better, and Ekitike is more inside, it gives Kirkes more license to get forward into and make the runs he literally wants to make, like he did at Bournemouth. But Cody, look, if you're asking me, bring Cody off the bench to get a goal, I'm bringing him on, man, every day of the week. He's superb at that. So it's not a diss on Cody. Cody's got abilities in his game that he's very good at. But I think that hold-up play, that link-up play, and keeping the possession that final third, what Slot wants, will be better. I
think Cody can fill the Jota role again. God bless him, very well. Because
he's a goal scorer.
He's a goal scorer. He finds a way to either create or score. And even do you know his first assist to Ekitike? Do you know the assist that he got to Ekitike, basically? That reminded me a lot of Jota. Do you know where you're just bobbling through and it's just like bam, bam, found a way, got the pass off? That was exactly what it is. And he's coming in from the left. Jota could play on the left. He can do a job in the middle. Jota could as well. I think Gakpo can fill that role very well. And as we know, Jota, when available, got a lot of minutes. Do you know what I mean? Sufficient minutes. And I think what people forget, because people are wondering about the midfield 3. I've always said it's not just a midfield 3. Real Madrid don't just have a midfield 3. They've got Tchouaméni, they've got Bellingham, they've got Valverde who can play there. And if Valverde isn't going to play there, don't get me wrong, don't forget, not long ago they also had Kroos and Modric in that mix. Now you've got the likes of Goulart and stuff like that. And people will say that's an overwhelming amount of options, but it's always quality is the point, which is why when they have injuries, they can still see themselves through competitions like the Champions League because they've got this quality stepping up. So whether it's Szoboszlai, who me and you have both used this comparison, he's kind of like the Valverde of our team. Was that you? Yeah, it was you. Yeah. Both of us have said it. But he's a bit like that sort of the way he can play right back, the way he can come in. He's got energy for days. That's why he will have a huge part to play this season. Even though on paper the main midfield 3 will likely be the Gravenberch and Wirtz lineup, but there will be games where Soboslai comes in as well. And by the end of the season, you're going to look back and you're going to go, Sobo had a lot of games there. Gakpo had a lot of games there. Ekatike played loads. This guy played loads. And that's why I'm reassured off the back of what you were saying with Arne Slot's words. Ever since he's come in, he's always talked about the wrong ball not being right. He measured it when he first came in terms of risk. So the certain balls that we play under Klopp, and he weren't criticising Klopp, by the way. He just said the tweak that he made was just, he felt at times we were just unnecessarily giving away the ball, which was causing the most of the danger coming back. Remember, we were conceding a lot of goals first before he came in and so on and so forth. And when he came in, we just adopted that mentality straight away. I think as we've changed players in the system slightly, again, we're just adjusting to that new one. Konate's just had an absolute stinker of a start of the season, which I think people are forgetting as well. As time goes by, he's spot on. We won't give the ball away as silly, and therefore have more control of the game, because Slot's not just managing Liverpool to win games by one. He said this last season. He wants us to have games finished by 60 minutes done. Do you know? So then he can make those rotations, like bringing on Chiesa a little bit earlier. The reason why he can't do that yet is because most of the time we're winning games by 1 or 2 goals, and it's coming towards the wire. So once that does become a bit more convincing, which I do think will be soon, he'll be able to make those rotations.
And so I know a lot of people are making out about the goals we conceded in our first 2 games, which is too much. I'm not going to sit here and defend it. But I think we've got to remember that our start to last season was a lot easier than the start to this season.
Yeah.
And I know people don't like hearing it, but Bournemouth are better than Man United in the Premier League the last few years.
Of course they are, yeah. Of course.
So that was a difficult game to have. Then away to Newcastle in that atmosphere is a hard game to have.
Yeah.
Then we've got Arsenal, another hard game. So yeah, we're conceding goals. We didn't concede as many goals this time last season, but the games were a bit more favourable for us, to not concede against. So yeah, I'm worried about our defending in transition. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, but I'm not as concerned as a lot of people may be.
You're always going to have a hole in the team, but our defending in transition becomes a problem when we give the ball away mainly. That's largely
what Slot keeps saying. It's about
that's largely why. The fact that we've got a manager who's identified that problem, it's only a matter of time where we do find the solution again as the players gel more. Yeah. It's just not a big concern for me as it is for other people.
Look, we've got some teething problems, but we've still got 6 points on the ball, guys. So, you know what I'm saying? Fabrizio, I've just seen this. Tottenham agreed £60 million fee with Leipzig for Xavi Simons. Official bid accepted. Green light.
I would not be getting giddy as a Tottenham fan until them personal terms are agreed.
Yeah, it's just a bit crazy, but that could have knock-on effects for Harvey Elliott because
he'll stay, I think.
Yeah, but Leipzig badly want him to replace him, apparently. So,
okay.
And I think Harvey would be appreciated of that deal as well. I mean, Harvey might look at him thinking, a lot of English midfielders that have gone to Germany have been quite successful. You get a bit more time to play on the ball out in Germany.
Yeah.
You get more time on the ball, especially in the final third.
Yeah.
And the way I've always said this, Harvey Elliott plays almost like a foreign footballer.
Yeah, he does.
He's a bit more cultured. He's not this, pace merchant.
He's composed,
English type of footballer. He's very composed. He's tidy. He picks up good positions on the pitch. He's got a good final ball and a shot when needed. Yeah. I actually think he does really well in Germany, but at the same time, I don't want to see him leave because, again, he's a decent utility player off the bench. We saw him again, and a lot is made up with that. He brought Rio and Elliott on to win a game of football. It's one thing I will say about Slot. Yeah, he got his tactics wrong against Newcastle. What everyone wants to say about it, he weren't his best day. Yeah, but he went the St. James. It was 2-2 in injury time, and he's like, "I'm not drawing this game. Let's go for the win."
Yep.
I know we had the man advantage, but we were getting hammered. Yeah. Sometimes some managers will look at that and go, "Fuck this, let's just get the point and get out of St James's.
Yeah.
It's been a nightmare tonight. Nothing's worked. Fuck it, it's been crap. Let's just get out of here and get a point and just defend this up now because
Yeah.
we can't get out. But he went, no, fuck this. I want to win the game.
Yeah.
And he brought Harvey and Rio on. And when you look at it, two tiny, like statured players, but Harvey's positioning for that goal as well, and the way he moved the ball and got into position, winning the ball back, starting it all. Rio finishing it off. I've got to give Slot a bit of credit for that, man, because he did decide, you know what, nah, draw's not good enough, man. Draw's not good enough. Let's go for the win. So, yeah, he didn't get it all right the whole game, but at the end of the game, he did get it right. So I've got to give Slot a bit of credit there. And Harvey and the Rios of this world as well deserve the credit. And our bench has not been great for the last two games, but our bench has won us both games.
Thank you.
So
this narrative that Slot has like fell off in terms of like the substitutions from last season. Again, false narrative. Very, very false narrative. Because again, he's proven it both times this season. Do you know what I mean? Literally in both games.
It is crazy.
It's his main asset. And this is another thing Arsenal fans are overlooking as well. Like, if that game is tight, I would bet our manager over yours to make the better subs. Just saying.
Yeah, I do as well. I don't think Max Dowman comes on against Newcastle at 2-2 with a few minutes left.
No, I agree. That was ballsy, but I was praying that he would do it. And do you know what as well? I know there's been a lot of talk about the Rodrigo thing. I just wouldn't do it now. I know that he's already said he's staying at Madrid, but I've said it time and time again. You can do far worse than him and Gakpo as your options. And say if Ekitike becomes a striker dash left wing option. Say you've got Gakpo and Ekitike as that. They're both striker and left wing options. Rio is a very fine alternative left winger for when.
Well, if you're going to use maybe an Ekitike, as you say, a Gakpo and a Rio off that left hand side, yeah, there's no point buying a Rodrigo, is there? Like,
no,
literally
not. There's not.
Especially with the news that Cody apparently is in the process of signing a new contract as well. Which
5 years, yeah.
So, yeah, if Cody signed a new deal, we ain't buying a left winger. Big Up Rasta says our bench is weak. I'm not going to disagree with you, but our bench has literally won us the last two games.
Exactly.
So, yes, but what it is, it's not got star names on it. Let's go that far. It hasn't got superstar names on it. No. But let's go to our bench in the next few weeks and let's go change, man. Remember,
exactly. Like, on that bench. Soon you're going to have either a Gakpo or a Guehi or Kanate on that bench. Do you know what I mean?
With a Frimpong or a Connor Bradley and or an Ekitike or an Isak, depending on the setup. A Marmadashvili.
And if we have McAllister this game,
Harvey Elliott, straight away that bench is different.
And if you got and if we had McAllister in the last game, then you would have had either him or Sobo. Exactly.
Yeah, like Curtis Jones.
The bench on the last game was Robertson, Mamadashvili, Leone, Gomez, Engamoe, Elliott, Chiesa, Bradley, and Endo. It's not the end of the world. The reason why you're saying it's weak is the same reason why some fans are saying we shouldn't get Isak because Ekitike's done well. Yeah. It's because we don't have enough forwards. Like, that's all it is. We haven't replaced Diaz. We haven't replaced Nunes. And unfortunately, I mean, you could say the Ekitike thing has filled one of those slots of either Jota or Nunes, I guess. But still, though, like, you've still got two of the three forward positions to fill in, and we're likely only going to get one more forward, and I'm fine with that, because, again, the emergence of Rio and Chiesa seems to be in the manager's higher estimations this season. So
he's praised him, hasn't he? Said he looks different.
I think Slot's one of them managers you need to prove it to him, don't you? On the pitch, it's not just training. Like, you've got to prove it to him on the training, but then on the pitch.
Well, I think Chiesa apparently couldn't train last season. That's what Slot kept saying. So
I heard a lot of things about, like, he had problems with his sleep and stuff, and you know, there was just external issues to his health that had caused them issues. But now, if you keep Chiesa fit, you've got a unbelievable option off the bench. I don't think people unbelievable for a bench player. Unbelievable, and he seems content in that role, which is rare for a player of that quality.
Yeah, I think he looks where he is in his career right now. And he probably thinks I'm at an elite level club. I've got to be happy in the situation I'm at.
If I can squeeze 30 or 40 games out of
this club, even if I'm just using to sub every game, I'm getting something out of it. So,
and he's loved here, and I think he feels that. Do you know
He
what I
loves,
mean?
yeah, he loves his song. Have you seen him talk about it? He
Yeah,
loves his song. He loves the fans. I think he feels the love for the football club. Look, I've never seen a man happier in my life signing for Liverpool Football Club on the day we signed him.
yeah,
That's the happiest I've ever seen a man. Full stop. You know
yeah,
what I mean? That was just like, and when you see him now, you see him in training. He's laughing and playing and joking with
yeah.
everyone, and I think he loves it here. And yeah, why would he? It would. Like, he's probably thinking, why would I go back to Italy right now? I'm playing
He
for
must feel
Liverpool.
dead
I'm
involved,
playing for
mustn't he?
Liverpool. I'm probably being watched more now than I've
Yeah,
ever been done in my footballing career.
yeah,
So why would I leave right now? You know, so he
yeah.
probably realizes what he's,
I think he's just
he's a
thought it
sensible
through and
player.
thought, I can do another year of this. Actually, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
he's a sensible player. He's a
he is,
sensible player. He knows
he
what
is.
he's doing. And look,
I'll always have time for Chiesa.
if we can bring him on, he gets 6 to 8 goals this season from substitute appearances.
Unreal, yeah.
That'd do me. Do you know what I'm saying?
A
But look,
world class season for Chiesa would be 10 GA. If he finishes the season with 10 GA, that'd be
as a
world class.
bench player, I'm fine with that, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah,
fine with that. And he's got the technique to score goals, as we've seen. Look, our bench after the international break, guys, could actually be Mohamed Ashili, Marc Guehi, possibly Alexander Isak because he ain't been match fit yet because he ain't
yeah,
had pre-season.
yeah,
Maybe a Curtis Jones, Harvey
yeah,
Elliott,
yeah.
maybe, yeah,
You'd have to throw in
maybe,
you'd have to
maybe,
throw in a Sobo as well on that
maybe
bench.
a Sabozlai as well.
Yeah,
Straight away, that bench is like, oh shit,
it's a
you know what I mean?
starting whatever
Yeah.
amount of
Then you're
players
looking
there is.
at that bench, you go, ah, shit, yeah. So that's
Yeah,
what I keep saying about quality over quantity. If our transfer window, if we finish on the 1st of September at 7 p.m., Mohamed Ashili, Kirkez, Frimpong, Verts, Ekatike, Isak, and Marc Guehi, fucking hell.
and then you've
That's
got
just
Rio.
quality.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
then you've
Like
got
then you've
young
got
Rio.
Rio beneath that, and I honestly I love the direction the club's going in, and you know, like even the outs that we're doing, like we've just signed James McConnell to a new long-term contract.
I like
He's
McConnell.
now out on
Slot
loan to
likes
Ajax.
him. Yeah, Slot likes
Yeah,
him.
Slot really likes him, and you know what? Even if he never makes it to the first team, I guarantee we make some good money on him. And you know, with Stefan Bajcetic, the news coming out that he's staying again, it's another option for one. But I think that's just again, I think it's Moneyball. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's just keep him to get his value slightly up, get him in the cup games. Next season, loan him out. Once he's back, hopefully by then he's got the momentum to where his value is going to be significantly higher. Because you've got to remember, he went to he went to Salzburg last season when Linders was there, it didn't work out. Then he went to Las Palmas and he was doing all right, and then he got an injury. So again, Liverpool are just waiting for the peak moment to sell Bajcetic because they understand the talent's there, and whether it works out for us or not, a big team will identify that talent one day. But he needs to prove it consistently, and I think Liverpool are willing to take that risk with him. But this is what I mean. This is the smart decisions combined with Kwanzaa sell on, a buyback clause. You know, Diaz sell on clause. These little nuances make the transfer window that we've had so much better, so much.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm proud of them.
And with Stefan as well, Slot might have a little look at him this season as well because he's here, you know, and he might get game time, and Slot might have a look at him and go, you know what,
I'll give it a shot. Yeah,
can do something with him, you know,
yeah,
because we haven't got an out and out Gravenberch replacement, and I suppose if you look at Stefan, he's the one.
yeah,
You would say because they're very much similar in their style.
yeah,
So you know he's probably the one. I know there's Trainioni as well, but I think Stefan probably just got the edge over him. So Stefan, you know, I think Stefan is there to be looked at. Slot will look at him here, play cup games, look at him in training.
yeah.
And again, we forget people like him. If he's on the bench, again, another good option. So these two sign, it just makes everything look a little bit better. 7 quality sign, and this is what I keep saying, quantity over quality, man. Them 7 signings are all top notch.
Yeah.
Frimpong before his injury, I don't think Frimpong did anything wrong at right back so far.
No.
I think he's actually been all right. So Kirkheads is the one who's been a bit up and down, but
Yeah.
you know, he's just one of them players. I think Kirkheads will get. Once
I
we
will
get our
judge
full
these-
team and everyone's gelling, that's when you'll see the best of
Get
Kirkheads.
me to January and I'll judge this team because this is a very systematic team. It's not like when Nunes was here and you knew he was going to be getting on the final end of the chances, and unfortunately due to the poor finishing, he's going to miss a lot of those. This is like, if we see Kirkheads in better positions going forward, we're going to be a lot more of a better team for it. It's just he hasn't quite been given that license yet. He will always have those defensive vulnerabilities, but again, Slot isn't relying on our defenders individually on how good they are defending. He's relying on how good we are as a team going forward and how good we are on the ball. And as long as we're wise on the ball, we'll be fine. We won the game against Newcastle through 3 individual moments. Yet you don't want that to be every week, but you can rely on it on a day where you don't turn up. Do you know what I mean? You can rely on the quality opposed to the system. But in games where you're going to be allowed to play football, like this is why I'm really excited for the Arsenal game, because I'm not saying we're going to outplay them in every metric. I'm just saying we just know how to win. And these players know how to win. The new players we're signing and know how to win. Do you get what I mean? People forget Frimpong and Wirtz are invincibles in Germany with a team not called Bayern Munich. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's an unreal achievement. First ever team to do it. Two of the main parts. So just again, and he references PSG a lot. PSG are a lot like that. Again, they're just going to get you at moments. Do you know what I mean? If they're having they can dominate you. But if they're going to have a bad game, then it is what it is. But Slot wants these games dead and buried. By the time it's 5-0, he wants the life sucked out of the other team before they even think about trying to come back and get a goal back. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's his tactics this season. I think his tactics this season is to finish a game in an hour.
Yeah.
That's what he wants. He doesn't really want these last-minute winners that we had against Newcastle.
He's mentioned that, hasn't he, in his interview?
He basically wants a game finished after an hour, and then after an hour, he can start bringing players off and resting legs and stuff like that. That's what he's doing. That's why we're so attack-minded. And as you said, James, once we start keeping the ball better in midfield and not giving stupid passes away and being stupid with it, we won't get caught in the break as much. So, yeah, I think it's
if you get caught on the break once or twice a game, let's even say 3 or 4 times, it's not that bad, because the likelihood based on Liverpool's defending is you might concede one of them, but you could also get away with it. Whereas at the moment, we're just conceding so many more of those because, again, the fluidity just isn't there yet.
Yeah, it's not there yet, and it's the 3rd game of the season.
Exactly.
As long as we pick up wins and these performances pick up as the weeks go on, I'm be happy about it. Look, if we beat Arsenal, where we're not in total form, and they're the greatest team in the world at the moment, if we beat them on Sunday, Arsenal fans hide. Don't come out.
I've already said I need at least a result against Arsenal, just a result, and I also need a big 2-footed slide challenge on Trent when we play them at Anfield. Give me that. And give me, and we need to beat Madrid. It's not a draw against Madrid either. We need to beat them.
Oh, yeah, the rat returns, don't he?
How fucking nuts is that, lad? Who could have saw it coming?
What's the chances that he's fit for the game?
I think he'll be fit. I just don't think he'll start.
No way. No chance in hell, man.
I think he'll be fit. Did you see him repost it today on a story?
Yeah. He's shitting it, ain't he?
I think there's a part of him, maybe when it gets to the occasion he'll shit it, but I think right now he's thinking, you know what, let me fucking...
But the weird thing is, we didn't want him to go.
No, but I'm thinking, just because the fallout and all the talk around, like, oh, he's getting dropped for Carvajal, I think he'd love to make a statement in that game. Trent, Jamie, we've both said it, above anything, Trent's selfish. He's a selfish player, he'd choose the Ballon d'Or over a Champions League or a league title. My
goalkeeper didn't. Did you see his interview?
I saw it, mate.
He went Premier League, man.
My guy.
Team player first.
And that's a goalkeeper. Like, he could be an individual if he really wanted to, do you know what I mean? Like, he's in the most different position to anyone else. Whereas Trent, I think selfishly, he's going to want to just have that little bit of, this is what you're missing. You know what I mean? This is why I left, almost. That game is huge. That game's huge.
If he's playing right back, that means he's up against our left back, wouldn't it?
That'll be Kirches.
Oh, no. Do you play Robbo?
Nope.
Just because I think Robbo leave one on him,
I don't.
Robbo, you're too nice.
They'll be mates, lads. They'll be mates.
I think Kirches will smack him. I
was literally just about to say, think of this logically. Kirch has no affiliations to Trent. He knows the fans don't like him. He would happily, with a smile on his face, go through him.
Do you know how popular Kirkes could make himself in 90 minutes?
Well, Conor Bradley created one of the greatest moments of all time when he did it on Mbappe. All the
Yeah.
more if you
Well,
do that on Trent Alexander-Arnold.
that tackle was elite, though.
That was
That
that was the most awe-defining moment Conor Bradley will ever have. And that's
that
not because
was.
he's not good. He'd have to score a 50-yarder for
I,
that to be more awe.
I have never seen a crowd come alive like I saw that tackle, man.
I loved it though, lads. Like, because I was there and I just thought, this is unbelievable.
Oh,
What
was
I'm
you
seeing
was
right
you in the
now.
stadium for that game?
Yeah. I was
Well,
I was in here, the Kenny
Good.
stand me.
It was loud on telly, so it must have been so loud in the stadium
It
when he
was
made that challenge.
to be honest, mate, I couldn't hear everyone else because I was screaming so loud myself.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It was and
man.
it was almost like as we'd stopped screaming, everyone's face was like red from all the screaming they've just done. Do you know what I mean? It was honestly like a goal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a challenge. If if he does that on Trent, that'd be the same, man. Because
By the way, as well, enjoy Conor Bradley's little cameo against Newcastle. It's just, I hope the kid can find some fitness. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because I know a lot of people are writing him off, and fair enough, because that just is the byproduct of having quality in that position and bringing in a player like Frimpong. But I think if he can stay fit, he's got a little surprise for us, man.
yeah. Same.
Right.
Josh says Bradley starts against Arsenal. No, I think Szoboszlai starts right back.
Unfortunately, Bradley can't start until he shows he can be fit for a while, and then he's got
Arsenal
to
such a big game. It's such a
Yeah.
big game. I actually think Szoboszlai starts right back for.
I agree.
Arsenal. Why would you take him out right now? I'd leave
Yeah.
him there. I'd leave him there anyway. I'd actually say right now, after that Newcastle performance, I know he's not his position, right? But I'd actually say it's his position to lose right now. Because if McAllister and Grav are coming back in your midfield partnership and he wants to play Wirtz as a 10 no matter what, I'd just keep Szoboszlai right back for the time being till Frimpong's fit and ready to go. Because Frimpong will be back in for fitness after the international games, but you don't want to throw him straight in, do you? Because he's so quick. You don't want him to redo the hamstring again. So let him take time. Let Conor Bradley come in gently as well. At the moment, just keep Sobbo there because he's doing such a job. I mean, I don't. And then I think I play Robbo against Arsenal, not Kirkes.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Robbo might play, and I don't think Robbo will get that forward. I think he'll defend a little bit.
I don't think he will play though. I think he should, but I don't think.
I think Kirkes. I think Slot just looks at Kirkes now as his number one left back, don't he?
I think he must have saw too many red flags from Robbo last season. To be honest with you, I think that's what it was for
well, he was at the scene of a crime a lot, weren't he?
He was,
but I don't think he was I don't think he was the reason for all them crimes.
It was overstated. That's what I
Yeah,
didn't
but
like.
it was just in the vicinity, weren't he?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. But look, guys.
It's horrible for a Robbo, though, just like knowing like you're not in the first team no more as well. It is. But that's the cool side of
the thing is Robbo knows he's getting older and he's got quality's got to come in for keep the club going. That's what I like about Robbo, man. You know, I love players like Robbo. He might not be at his best anymore, but he's such a good player to have around in the squad, man.
And he can run down his contract this year and get a cushy little wage somewhere else next.
Look, if Robbo wants to leave for a free, I'm not going to hold it against him, man.
No.
He deserves it, man. He's had a great career.
And ultimately, it's the club that's made him do that.
And look, at his best at Liverpool, there weren't many better left-backs in world football at the time.
What's the shite? I think he was the best left-back in the Premier League at one point. For the
I remember when Mourinho said watching him was like watching a 100-meter sprinter, but without stopping. It was just like how? He's like he's just up and down like for 90 minutes.
Constantly.
Like gas tank, unbelievable. Crossing, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Robbo's what a signing he's been, man. Love the guy.
Best 8 million you'll ever spend, and really, it was free because Kevin Stewart.
Yeah. No, where's Kevin Stewart, man?
Kevin Stewart's doing Andrew Tate type videos on Instagram, like like the motivation.
Really,
lads, go on. Have you got Instagram, Jay?
No, man.
No. Well, even if you just get a chance, I don't know if any of his videos will be on YouTube, but yeah, he's doing like all motivational stuff. Like you've got to work hard, and he was doing a video with his kids the other day, and his kids started crying, and he was just like, you can't be crying, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was giving him like an all right message, but he's doing it in that sort of like dead alpha way. which I found quite funny.
They've gone down that route, yeah.
Yeah. So he's all about like self-improvement and that now.
Selling CBD oil jelly babies.
Yeah, like he
Doing
sells
that.
plans. He sells plans to people and that, like
God.
life plans and what you should do to be disciplined and stuff.
He's a motivational speaker now, says KJ.
He's a motivational influencer.
Hey, look, he's gone and done that. And look where Robbo's still doing. Big up Robbo every time, man. Yeah, it's Rio's birthday. Rio Economo's birthday today.
Oh,
17,
happy birthday to the kid, man. Happy birthday to the kid.
17. What it'd like to be 17 again, man.
Oh, my God. And he's going to be living the life on that grand a week he's going to be offered.
Yeah, ain't it 1,500 a week or something like that?
I thought it was just a grand, but...
Do you know £1,000 a week for a 17-year-old? Do you know how mad that is?
That is boss. Are you crazy? I'd take £1,000 a week now. Are you mad?
Get £1,000 a week for a 17-year-old. How do you keep kids? Man, you have to keep their feet on the floor, don't you? I believe at our football club, before you're 18, they're not allowed to drive anything over a certain. Is it a 1.3 car or something like that?
I was going to say we do well at limiting that.
Yeah, they're not allowed to have all these like luxuries and shit like that. If they see it, they take it away and stuff like that because it's about growing, ain't it? Don't be flash before you need to be. Yeah, I like that,
and it works.
Because
do you know what, you do notice that, don't you, when you look at our young players like I look at like Conor Bradley and stuff, and I think they're dead down to earth. I think Rio's dead down to earth. Do you know, like when I see him in interviews and stuff, like he talks about wanting to be the best, but he just comes across like a dead nice kid. Do you know what I mean? Like
the upbringing, ain't it? It's the upbringing.
Like likes his football and just wants to play and wants to be the best on the pitch and score as many goals as he can. He's like a proper old school footballer, Rio, and it's why I've said, don't look at him like just any other 16-year-old. I know it's tough to do that, you know what I mean? But
no, it's a talent, ain't he?
He's so talented. He is.
But
do you know what it is, though, Jay? It's his confidence. And I know it's just a word for some people, but like that's why Sobbo has got as far as he has in the Liverpool shirt. Like he had to adjust his role, change it up a little bit, and it's worked out because of his mindset. You know what I mean? And that's what he gets from being the captain of Hungary and being a leader in Leipzig and a leader in Salzburg.
And what position is Sobbo? So Sobbo's like Liverpool has played right back, the 6, the 8, and the 10.
Yeah,
and I think he's played wide a couple of times.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, great mentality.
He's probably played up front at some stage as well.
Yeah,
like when we really needed it. So
great mentality.
Sobbo's like that wouldn't even be the right way to say. I was about to say Milner with an engine, but Milner's engine was insane.
Milner could probably still run rings now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, he posts like his something like biometric age or something like that, and his age is like 27. His biometric age.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think people don't. It's all good having these quality squads with quality names, but you need players like James Milner's of this world.
I think Milner was a big reason for Salah getting into the type of shape he's in.
Yeah, probably because Milner.
I think Ronaldo wasn't, and Salah was always in great shape. But I just think, when you're with somebody who is so disciplined like James Milner, I think Salah would have been motivated by Milner's longevity and thought, okay.
Well, seeing him in his 30s, because remember we bought him when he was 30 as well, Milner.
Yeah.
So seeing him in his 30s,
Salah's winning all like the fitness tests and stuff now, isn't he? So
yeah, he's a unit though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute unit. Big up, Real McCoy says that I'm playing Gomez at left back because there's no brain at the moment. Yeah, I've seen some people say that. Big up Crean says UFC 321 and 322 look good. Yeah, they'll be our only good cards of the whole year, though, Cringe. So, you know what I mean? That's it. After that,
unfortunately, even though there's like, I'm thinking of all the best fights that they can make, and I'm just like, how will you not have a stacked year? And they'll still find a way to disappoint.
Still find a way to fuck you up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because even in the women's divisions, you've got Weili Zhang and Shevchenko. You can set up.
Why not be major?
Make the strawweight belts vacant. Then you can do Nunes and Kayla as well. So even in the women's side of things, you've got stacked fights you can do. You should have no excuse for poor pay-per-views.
Weili and Shevchenko is the most obvious fight to do.
It is, and they won't do it. They're gonna. What they should do is what they allowed Ilya and Islam to do: go up, vacate the belt, and just get 2 other birds to fight for the strawweight belt. And if Weili loses, it makes a little super fight going back down.
definitely. Has to happen, man. Has to happen. What else was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. But yeah, we're going to leave it there, guys. It's been a great show. Big up James as always coming on. Guys, so as you know, so the wife is away for a few days because she's working in Blackpool. She's actually at a sci-fi convention, Star Trek and sci-fi convention, and she's selling all her stuff because my wife makes loads of things.
Yeah.
So she's made like loads of Star Trek memorabilia and stuff like that. So
cool,
she's at this convention selling all that for till Sunday. So starts tomorrow actually, but she drove up today. So I've got the kids on my own. So if there is any breaking news tomorrow, guys, I will give the kids a chocolate and tell them to be quiet for an hour. If there's breaking news. You know?
Wait, do you know before we finish, is Cringe Gov admit has there been fights announced on the card or something?
Oh, has it? I haven't seen.
Saying it's been made. He's saying it's been made.
Let me have a quick look. So let me have a look because I need to look at UFC stuff. So
yeah, I haven't kept up to
I know
the Isak stuff has dominated my timeline.
Oh shit! All right, here you go. Just announced epic fights in the world's most famous arena. Jack Delameda versus Islam Makhachev.
Wow.
That is going to be on November the 15th.
Wow. MSG.
Yeah. Edwards versus Pratas. That's a hard fight.
Wow. Brazil.
Yeah. That's that
Brazil card's unreal, by the way.
This is all at MSG.
Oh, okay.
And it is Shevchenko versus Zhang. No, Zhang. Yeah, Zhang Weili, yeah.
Wow.
World Featherweight Championship.
Do you know what's mad? I made the strawweight vacation prediction before I found that out as well. I'm buzzing about that.
So 3-2-2 at MSG is massive.
That was the best call for the UFC to make. Get Weili to vacate that one because now you can get that Yang Xiaonan to try and win the belt, and then you've got another Chinese champion there, you know. So, and if Weili wins, you can get Kong Wang to just like accelerate up the rankings and get them in China.
So yeah, Shevchenko Zhang for the World Flyweight Championship.
Oh yeah, baby.
Makhachev versus Jack Delameda and Pratas versus Edwards, all in MSG.
Wow.
That's an elite card, man.
It's elite.
Elite. Yeah, we'll be talking about that once Cal comes back from his little holiday break. And I'm sure me, Cal, and Luke will do a UFC show on that. And I think there's a Brazil card as well, actually.
Oh, apparently Umar versus Mario Bautista has been made for UFC 321 as well.
321. Let me have a look.
Yeah, apparently some fights have been made for 21, I think.
Yes. So, 321. This is one in Brazil. No, it's in Abu Dhabi, ain't it? Yeah. Dern and John Dolbia 2 for the World Strawweight Championship. Is on 3-2.
Who's that? Janzaroba and who?
Dern. Because obviously Thing is giving up her title, ain't she?
Yeah, I didn't know they'd go with Dern. But yeah, I suppose Tatiana Suarez just lost to Weili.
Yeah, and then Nurmagomedov versus Bautista as well. So, yeah.
That'll probably be the less stacked card.
So that means Weili and Bullet, Valentina, my girl, Shevchenko.
Did you see what Malcolm just said? Ole versus Amarim.
So Weili's giving up her title. She's vacated her title then.
Yeah.
Excellent. So 2 good pay-per-views coming up, man, later in the year.
Well done, UFC. You finally did what the fans wanted. You delivered on one of the super fights.
There we go. We got what we wanted, guys. Shevchenko and Weili, man. So Weili's giving up her title to go up.
JDM, I knew she'd about to have done that, though, because that's kind of what they're doing now. They don't want any divisions on hold, do they? I think JDM and Islam's like a very underrated super fight, though. I do. I think that's a fantastic fight, man.
I think JDM's going to beat him.
I think that if anyone's going to do it, it's him. He's got more of a chance than Ilya.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, big up Paddy, man. Paddy has a podcast with Jane West, so I'll check that out, man. I like Paddy. Future champ Paddy, I'm telling you. Right, guys, we'll leave it there. Big up, everyone. Thank you for the information on UFC. I think Dana White did say he was doing a live Instagram
Yeah,
live.
they did. I just forgot. I got sidetracked by all the Isak stuff.
But obviously, in Vegas, it's a lot later time, ain't it? Oh, UFC Perth as well. Allberg versus Reyes as well.
yeah,
September 27th. So, yeah, some fights being made.
yeah. Oh,
But
here's Hussam. Hussam, what are you doing? Haven't you got a family? Haven't you got like duties in life?
Big up to Sam, man. What you
I love Hussam.
only time I could go live with Sam, really. Only
The
time I
kids have
could go
been
live.
disrespecting him, Hussam. It's been one of those days.
Big up to Sam, though, because I only found out watching a Sam show today that his mum watches the streams.
Yeah.
And Sam still invites me on the show. So, big up to Sam. Because she must be like, who's this Jamie fella? Like,
yeah, no, like, I think
him
Hussam's mum's like my mum. Like, Hussam's mum sounds a lot like mine in a sense of like, Hussam said like he was on telly once and like never even got paid for it. And his mum was like, oh my God. And lad, my mum's the same. She's like, oh, have you seen our James?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. When I heard that today, I was watching the show and I was like, oh, and he still invites me on. And the mum watches.
Yeah.
Big up to Sam, man. Much love.
Legends, Hussam. Legend.
Absolute legend. Sam, what are you doing up? It must be like 5 a.m. your time, surely. So, yeah, everyone's up. Everyone's
waiting for the Isak bomber.
Everyone wants to be first. That's what it is. I see. Yeah, I'll be there tonight as well, Sam. Don't you worry about that. Won't you worry about that?
Hey, are you on Copsh's show tomorrow?
Don't think so. No. Is that the you guys are Sam and Tom?
Yeah. Are you busy?
It depends what the kids are like.
Yeah, see what the kids are like, lads. It'd be nice to see you. Nice for all the Avengers to get together for it.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of chocolate keeps them sweet. You never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, innit, lads, innit?
Cup of coffee and a chocolate. You know what I mean? 5:20. Oh, you're 2 hours in front.
Yeah,
ain't too bad. I
was thinking that, I was like, that's game.
All the Avengers together in one show. That would be.
I was thinking, yeah, if you get time, mate, jump on.
That's what they should call it as well, the Avengers show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. We should try and make that a regular show.
And then mock up the beginning of the Marvel intro.
Yeah.
And put our faces on all the superheroes.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. You know what I'm saying?
You're not just a pretty face, are you, Jay?
There you go. I'm giving Coppish some advice here.
Here we go.
But yeah, guys, look, we're out of here. I am actually hungry, so I'm going to go and eat. It's mad. I know it's 3:30 in the night, but I'm starving. James, once again, thank you very much. Chat, you've been wonderful. Over 400 people and 200 people watching on Twitter at this time of night. Much love to you guys. You guys are elite. Much love to you guys. And we'll see you again tomorrow, man. And yeah, should be a good one. Big up, James. Thank you very much. Big up, chat. Good night.